Time's up. Abnormal.
Here it comes.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Adam, you being Worf is cultural appropriation. I won't.
Cultural appropriate my dick. I don't care. I will have earned my riches and my surly attitude by the time we get there.
If I were going to culturally appropriate your dick, you'd have to go get that surgery to get.
Oh, good lord! Here we go.
Yeah.
That is just.
Oh god,
those eyes, dude. Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Pretty eyes.
I'm not looking at them eyes right now.
You know what?
I know, but she is a total package. She is a total package.
I usually think Ryan. I usually think Ryan is very cringe when he says this, but she can shit in my mouth.
Whoa, Dermy!
Why do you have to ruin this?
What the fuck?
Ryan says that shit.
Fuck,
Ryan says this shit.
If Ryan jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
But you just
for her, yeah.
Would.
Here we are worshiping this beautiful woman, and you're talking about German shit eating. I mean, come on.
Listen. I will drag my ball sack.
No. Listen.
100 miles worth of
Shut the fuck up.
broken glass, salt, and lemon juice just to smell her farts.
We're not on your goddamn stream. We're on Adam's stream. We're
wow, I
am. Respect the man's house. You don't take shit in his goddamn fridge.
Devil, did he do anything like that live in Vegas?
No, he didn't talk about eating shit, but
he behaved himself.
Yeah, he did a lot of other shit, but none of that.
Welcome everybody to Mellow Mondays. Devil survived Vegas. I survived nothing because I didn't go anywhere. And we hope you guys have had a good weekend. We hope everybody who went out to Vegas, who may be watching now or later on, we hope you guys had a good time. We hope everybody got home safe. And we're gonna ask Devil how it went overall. I mean, Devil, well, it was a good time. This is your second time out there, right? For the meetup? Yeah.
This time was a lot funner. A lot more people. We just were able to hang out as a group. But damn, was it tiring?
You guys drank a lot, from what I hear.
Yeah. Once. Second night of the F&T meetup, I kind of overdrank.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At least you had a good time though, and that's the thing. And I know that you especially, and everybody that went, we're looking forward to, like everybody that's in our circle of the section of the fellowship, and the members of our chats that are so supportive of us and hang out with us and other stuff we do. I know that was the thing you guys were really looking forward to, getting together, having that good time. And it really did work out that way, didn't it? You guys just had a great time doing regular shit. Not even not the YouTube shit that we get up to, but regular shit that normal people do.
Yeah. I mean, it was, we hung out. We especially on the walk, did a bunch of restaurants, we hung out at a karaoke bar where everyone was being complete pussies, so I had to step up there and fucking actually sing the first song and get everyone to stop.
I would not get up there. I'm flat, and
fucking hell. You don't have to sing good in a karaoke bar. You're supposed to sing bad. If you go in a karaoke bar and you sing fucking good, you messed up. You're supposed to be ready. Especially Ryan. Ryan was.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
He went. Well, also that required a lot of alcohol for him to do that, didn't it?
I don't know if he was drinking. He just likes to sing because he was singing out in front of the freaking.
When he was singing Disney tunes, he was drunk. He was drunk from what I could see. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, my favorite one is when he was singing a whole new world and Dermy was in there and he goes like this. He does the salute, big smile, and Dermy did big smile right back.
Oh, they got kind of gay with each other. We have a bunch of memes about that.
So Ryan knows about the plushie incident, correct?
Oh yeah. I think he sent like a love letter to Dermy about it.
Oh man, see that makes me feel good.
Like straight up, like Ryan is a fucking cool guy. Hung out with all of us a bunch of times. But damn, does he get straight up gay about some shit? Like I said, singing very, very open about it. And I sing too. You guys, if anyone who's watched any of my things, I'll sing. I ain't got no problem. Like I said, I know I suck at singing. I'm not trying to fucking, play like I'm great at it. But Ryan, man, that like I said, he'll sing at a drop of a hat. And
I did, from what I understand with the lore, the more he drinks, the gayer he gets. That's what I understand from the lore.
Oh yes. Yeah. He yeah. A couple more drinks and him and Dermy would have touched tips.
Oh no.
Then they would have been together forever.
But yeah, it's looking like fun. And Samuel for $5. Samuel will be joining us later. Did Dermy cry in Vegas because Yellow Flash didn't come out to hang out with him? From what I understand, and of course, Devil, you can confirm this. A lot of the promised pain didn't happen that Dermy was paid that people paid him to suffer.
Yeah. He was supposed to be tased, supposed to be pepper sprayed, and Gal was.
And it wasn't his fault, right? It was because the people who were supposed to do it forgot to bring the shit.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that. Adam couldn't bring the shit because he had to, instead of driving his RV out, he had to fly.
Okay, so he didn't do the RV thing. Okay.
So he couldn't bring anything like that.
All right, I can understand that.
My throat is thrashed, everyone. So if I sound different or if I fucking,
you sound fine.
Kind off. It's that. He couldn't be tased. He couldn't be pepper sprayed. Adam did kick him in the dick though.
About that. Yeah, I think you told me about that yesterday.
Gal didn't punch him, but I knew she wouldn't. She's such a fucking flake about that. That's the second time she said she's gonna knock that asshole out, and she ain't touched him. I've come to determine that Gal is not as dangerous as she. I told her that earlier.
Oh, look, there she is. No, I'm lying. She's not here.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of her no more. She's short. She's stubby. And yep, the intimidation factor's gone.
The threat of pain is no longer a threat. But so what was the thing though that did happen with Dermy? He with the hairs and the threading, and what was that went on?
It's a thing that they do where they take a very thin thread and they spin it around itself so it kind of twists, and they put it over the hair, and then you roll it across so that all those threads, the twists, pinch the hair, and then you rip it out. It's supposed to hurt a bunch. That's what Nomi promised us, was that this was gonna.
Did it not?
So painful. No, not that much. And I felt like it did under his eyes when she did across the bottom of his eyes, right above it. And she did his nose to try to get him some pain out of it. But the rest of the time, he actually took it like a champ. So much so that when we did my arm, I was like trying to be like it was hurting, but honestly, no. I was surprised at how little ripping the hair out of your arm with wax was. But the only problem is she left it patchy, so it looks like my fucking arm has cancer or something.
Dude, then you just shave it all off, let it grow back.
I know,
I've had that happen a few times where shit has gotten burned or cut. I was like, well, fuck it, let's just get it off so it doesn't look normal. Because I only ever wear short sleeve shirts, so it would look weird. I don't understand that. Well, I think we're gonna have to bully Dermy into suffering some more pain on stream because he didn't suffer the pain he was paid to suffer. So we might need to have him do another chip.
Next year, if Adam can bring it out, man, we have to have him do it because he owes people. He owes people that.
Well, listen, maybe somebody, if I can get out there eventually, maybe somebody will pay me to do something. I won't hold back. I will not hold back. I will deliver pain upon baby Huey. But either way, I mean, all funning aside, I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad everybody had a good time. I'm glad everybody got home safe from what I can hear. Everybody's let everybody know they're back. And it is the cool thing about what we do here. A lot of us, we meet online like this, and then eventually we get to meet up and hang out in real life, solidifying that thing where, okay, we're not just internet strangers. We all get to do this stuff and we're real people. And it's kind of what makes the fellowship cool. And so from what I hear now, is this year 3 or year 4 of the Vegas trip, the Vegas meetup for FNT?
FNT, I believe this is the 4th year.
4th year.
Of the Vegas
So
meetup.
at this point, and I've heard it said by the FNT crew who do this stuff, that at this point, people are more interested in hanging out with the people they want to meet or new in chat than hanging out with the FNT guys at this point. It's all about, yeah, we met you guys. We want to hang out with our buddies and our pals. That I should, and that's cool. I find that cool because it's what it is. It feels like old school nerd hanging out to me, and it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
right.
It's the sack we have.
And we'll come back a second. Real quick. Thank you, Samuel, for $5. Seen a little while, my friend. And Sam 8000 for $2. What do I think of the Shogun miniseries? I haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting for it to finish. It's got another 2 or 3 weeks to it, I think.
It's probably gonna suck dick.
Everybody's saying good things. Everybody's saying good things. Listen, we are fans of Clavel in my family. So now I've never watched the original Shogun. I never watched the original one from the 70s. So I don't have firm reference, and I actually didn't read the book because I was more interested in the other side of the other things that Clavel was doing. But so in another couple of weeks, I will acquire it, and I will get around taking a look at it because I got a lot of stuff to watch right now. I mean, I just finished the Fallout stuff, and next week, Rebel Moon Part 2.
Oh, I ain't watching it. I didn't watch the first one. I ain't watching the second one.
Yeah, I'm locked in, and I need content because Amazon screwed me out of 8 weeks of content. So I gotta do something because YouTube's taking away subs again for no apparent reason. So I got to do something, keep the ball rolling. So I got that. Then in a couple weeks after that, Dermy and I've got Doctor Who every week for the rest of May into June. And then there's Acolyte. Then there's Hot D2. And there's Velma in a week and a half. It's Velma. They're batch dumping that. Now, I don't think that's going to be a Fallout situation where it should have been week to week because it wasn't a terrible show. But that's something that is probably going to be hot garbage. And
first season has any indication.
I'm gonna watch it all, and I'm doing one video. I'm not doing more than one video. I swear to God, I'm not. So thank you, Sam 8000 $2, and I will let you know when I've seen it.
Dermy's gonna touch himself to Velma for so many times.
God, does he know there's a MILF Manor season 2 yet?
Oh God,
I don't know if he knows that yet.
The shit that fucking like triggers Dermy into his hard-ons is fucking creepy and disgusting.
I know. I watched it vicariously through other people reviewing it. I didn't watch that shit. And it'd be one thing if the MILFs were hot, but these aren't even hot MILFs. These are creepy chicks who've had too much plastic surgery.
Yeah. Well, there was like maybe 1 or 2 that was like not bad, but yeah, some of them it's like you know.
Yeah, I'm not going near that.
I'm not gonna go on a game show to bang you.
And then
fucking, put your groceries in your trunk and then bang you. That's about
or like put my groceries in her trunk and all that. No, and these ladies,
what's up?
There was that one thing where one chick said, "Yeah, I gave pink eye to a guy who ate my ass out." I was like,
"Oh."
And there's a lot of people coming in, so let's say hi to the chat. A lot of people rolling in here. Hey, Legatus and Algrim the Strong, my mods, my regulars here to keep the peace and troll me when they do. Hail to you, Clifton. Hello. And yes, Clifton likes Fallout, and Clifton has expressed respect for how I handled it, and I'm glad because I got a lot of heat for my Fallout takes, Devil, early on, because I was taking it one episode at a time when it looked like it might go south. And in the end, it was just a normal show. I mean, I would say if you want to just watch something, you can watch it. It's not particularly offensive. So it's just a show.
I think Alf wants to have me watch that
it?
with him, do like a watch along or something.
Go for it. Go for it. I mean, it has some good moments. Some of the characters are good. Some of the writing, but overall, it is just a regular show. That's all it was. Yeah. And if it was something that came out 10 years ago, it would have just been accepted as a regular show.
Yeah.
So
if he wants to, I told him, I said, dude, just normal. Find time where I'm not working or doing something, and I'll watch it with you. Yeah. We'll have to think. We'll have to think of a name, like maybe Horny is Sin. I don't know.
I recommend at least a regular watch of it, just because it exists and it wasn't horrific, and it was there, with the exception of a they them that appears a couple of times. It wasn't really that agenda driven. There was no real agenda in it, so I can objectively say that. Hail, Jaden Hamilton. Hello to you, young man. Good evening, Kale. How are you? I already said hello to both Sam 8000 and our good friend Samuel Infamous, who we hear. Hello, Andy Akap. How are you? And hail to Static. Hail to Static. Static, if you had been there last night, horrible shit might not have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, we totally forgot about that. You abandoned us to the hordes.
Horrible things happened. If you guys didn't see it, go ahead.
My fucking the black chick I have on my team got gangbanged into death
by a bunch of dermy zombies.
Terrible.
Horrible. Yeah. I mean, it was. Listen, if you guys haven't watched it, it's up on Alf's channel. You can go check it out. Bad things happened. As one sometimes want to say, mistakes were made. And Devil lost a character. He lost one of his crew. And there was I know it's okay, man. We're just giving you shit. Because we decided we were gonna blame you. Because what happened was this: we have been really good about taking out plague hearts in the previous map, and even on this map, because the previous session we ended it, we rolled into the first plague heart on that map, and we just dominate. We killed it in less than 30 seconds. I had my super powered shotgun. I just went, and it was great. It was glorious. So we came in this week. Now, granted, everybody's a little tired from Vegas, I was just my own little weird sleep schedule tired. And I went in there, and then we're like, oh yeah, let's go get it. Let's go nail it. And we were ignoring all the warning signs that shit was going to go bad for us. We had a curveball that made the zombies catch on fire. And if they were the purple ones, they didn't know to catch on fire, they would explode. And then we encountered something new. We encountered humans who were seemingly possessed by the plague heart. And we rolled in to kill the plague heart. Didn't even do scouting, just rolled on in there. I'm ready with my shotgun. These dudes are coming out. I'm thinking they're regular zombies. I mow a couple of them down, then they get back up. And then they hit me, and they nearly take all my health with one hit. And then suddenly Devil and Alf are screaming, what the hell's going on? They're not dying. And oh my God. And then here come the zombies. And suddenly it was chaos. And we're running. And we got out of the first one piece. We just ran for the hills. And then we think, okay, we're not going to do that one. We'll go do another plague heart. So we roll up again. This time we're just scouting. We're being careful. But no, here come the zombies, and we misunderstood the curveball. And I said, and this might be my fault, which is why Devil blames me for this. I said, don't worry, the purple zombies are fine, because we drove through them with our Mr. Plow truck. And for a second, everything was fine. And then 5 of them exploded at once and took out the truck and set us all on fire. And then I ran, kind of like what happened in Pal World that time, when I got the giant flower dinosaur to put on the base, and it destroyed Dermian's shotgun. I went and hid in the house till it was over. I ran, and Alf kind of ran, and then poor Devil got surrounded by a bunch of dermy zombies. And well, it was a messy night at the truck stop. So, so Devil's like,
things were violated, lines were crossed,
and nobody paid for it either. It just was taken, not earned. And then Devil died. No.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I got out of there in one piece. I mean, my character was the black guy, so he just ran like a dad going to get cigarettes and then come back. Yeah, I did that. And it was funny. And then I'm sitting there trying to pump everybody up, saying, let's go. Let's go one more time. We'll scout it. And Devil's sitting there going, shut up. You just shut up. I don't want to hear this from you right now. You got me killed. And I was going, yeah, let's not. Let's play it safe. Let's wait for Static to come back. And then we got attacked on base by a couple of hordes, infused hordes, or crazy hordes. And we actually handled that one pretty well. That we ended it well. I went all bird's nest and was sniping them, and you guys were on the ground. That worked out well, but it's all Static's fault because he wasn't there. Yeah. Anyway, so a couple weeks we'll be back, more State of Decay, and we'll try to not give off a bad showing. Well, hey, Ariel, I didn't kill poor Devil. Leaving him behind, I left it to the hands of fate. Okay. The groping, grasping, violating hands of fate.
And they were cold too.
It was a lot of fun, guys. I mean, that's what gaming sometimes is all about. So shit happens, and our reactions were the best. Us crying out, what's going on? I think I forget who was in the chat last night in Al's chat who said it the best. Oh, well, look, all the cries of panic, the disorganization, the complete collapse of unity as they run in fear and cry about it. and I woke people up when I went for the first one because I didn't control myself. I woke other people up in the house. I was like, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, sorry, you don't understand the zombies. But it was fun, and Al's gonna make shorts. So if you guys missed it, there will be shorts, and you will hear our cries of panic. We cried like little girls, and we're going, oh my god, what's happening?
Poet. How am I poet?
Sam 1000, we're playing State of Decay 2. It's fun. We're having a good time. It's best to play with friends. If you're playing by yourself, it'll get lonely and it'll get overwhelming because you are just trying to deal with the increasing odds by yourself. But with your buddies, you go in there and you sort of have each other's back unless the shit hits the fan and you run like crazy. And but the game humor, the game moments that only happen when you play with other people, that's kind of stuff that happens, and that's what makes these kind of things fun. That's why Alf puts these streams together for the games, because there's just something fun about playing co-op games with people. And I mean, that's why I'm organizing the launch of the Final Fantasy 14, which is going to start any minute now, as soon as everybody recovers from Vegas. We're going to dive into that, and we're going to be just having some adventures. And that's a different kind of thing. It's not so much the insanity of State of Decay, where zombies can overrun us, but it's more along the lines of we go in parties, we'll go on dungeon runs, play the story. People haven't seen it, just chill out, have a good time. It's a different kind of thing, but it's the same kind of thing where you get to play with everybody you hang out with and have just good old fashioned gaming fun, have a good time. So it's that. So and let's see, manly war cries. Yes, Clifton, manly war cries. That
the manliest of manly.
Manliest of manly, where it's like your scrotum is crawled up into your groin and you have a high-pitched cry. All right, so I got a couple things tonight that we'll mess around with. One of them is a delayed thing since we didn't have the show last week because everybody was in Vegas. I've held this one over. Devil, you may have actually missed this one because it happened while you were in Vegas. There was a list of top 20 video game characters put out by BAFTA, the English Entertainment Organization, kind of like our Oscar.
Yeah.
And it got roasted. Have you seen this yet?
No.
No? Okay. This is completely retarded. And we zoom in on here. So right at the glance, you can see that there's some things very, very wrong with this. Some things don't belong in there. We'll go from top to bottom. Listen, Lara Croft should be on here, but not number one.
No, definitely not number one.
Not number one. I mean, she's iconic, and she means something to so many people from a certain generation of gaming as a poster child of an actual strong female heroine character. But she's number one. Honestly, Mario should be number one if we're talking iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Mario should be number one. So I don't know, and I don't know where to put anybody in terms of those who are going to move around here, because there are some people that don't belong on here, and we'll get to them. So Mario's number two, and he should be number one. Because can you think of anybody who is more famous than Mario in terms of decades-long relevance?
Not in video games.
No, yeah. Neither can I. So Mario should be number one. All right, Agent 47. You ever play the Hitman games? You ever play those?
Yeah. I wouldn't put him at 3. Definitely not. I mean,
Honestly,
I'm not against him being on the list, just definitely not 3.
I don't know if I'd put him on the list, honestly. I mean, Agent 47 is cool and all, and I've had some really cool experiences with the Hitman games, like the original ones, not the reboots from a couple years ago. But I don't know if he belongs on the list, because I guarantee a lot of people wouldn't know Hitman Agent 47, really. Because Hitman games are kind of niche, if you ask me.
Yeah. They're very, very specific.
Yeah, they're mainstream.
You know,
not mainstream.
certain people.
Yeah.
Certain people really like them, and the rest don't even care about them. I think if you're going to put characters like this, they have to have a broad appeal or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I say Hitman 47, Hitman Agent 47. He's awesome. I first picked up the Hitman series with Hitman 2 way back in the day, and it was an experience because it was very, very cool, with the sense that you could pull off your assassinations any way you wanted. And go ahead.
Samuel, that is no.
Oh.
Pac-Man should be number one for real.
That's old man Samuel talking. It's Samuel for $5. Pac-Man should be number one. No, I don't. I'm not going to
be number one.
I'm not going to deny that Pac-Man should be on this list. I mean, he is one of the first video game characters ever, and therefore, out of respect, he should be on the list. But he shouldn't be number one. I mean, if anything, if we're gonna say a Pac-Man should be number one, it should be Miss Pac-Man because she swallows.
That's fair.
Yeah. But so Agent 47, and thank you, Samuel, for the another $5. Agent 47, I did one of my best moments ever in the game. Now, of course, whenever I can, I would go for the sniper shot if it was an option. I would try to snipe somebody long range. I had to take out 2 targets at once. I think I was in Russia or something like that, and I tracked them to their meeting point inside this Russian military outpost or base, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the top of the tower, and there I am. I'm waiting, and they're meeting, and this is the moment. This is the ideal moment to take them both out. And they were talking, and one guy moved in front of the other, and I took the shot, and I took them both out with one bullet. It was badass. Of course, that sounded off every alarm, and then I pulled out my Hitman 45s, and I just mowed my way down the tower and got the hell out of there. But it was badass. It was really cool. I enjoyed that stuff. I remember another game. I think I was in some Middle Eastern town, and the guy was coming in a car, and I couldn't think of a way to legitimately do it. So I got a rocket launcher, and I just blew up the car from like 100 yards away or something like that. And nobody caught me. It was cool. So Hitman is cool, but I don't even think he should be on this list, honestly. I just don't. I don't.
I'll point out exactly ones I don't think should be on there. And yes, Ariel, I like Sam is the old man from Monster House. Agent 47, like I said, he could be on there, but he would be real low. I wouldn't put Pac-Man on there. I think there's much more iconic old characters, like they've been saying Donkey Kong. He had his original, but then he also had his own games kind of split off that were successful.
Sonic belongs on there. I mean, Sonic belongs on there. He's Sonic.
Is that Shadowheart? I'm not sure what game that is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, number 10. There are 2 people from Baldur's Gate on here. Baldur's Gate 3. They have no business being. They have no business being on this list.
Steve, I wouldn't put Steve on there. Minecraft is freaking successful and shit, but it's still just a single freaking game essentially, right? So
if you don't play Minecraft, you don't know who Minecraft Steve is.
Yeah. Then I would say
not even Solid Snake. That's Mr. Big.
Yeah.
That's not even Solid Snake. And he could be on there. I wouldn't put Crash Bandicoot on this list.
Ellie from come on, man. 2 games and one of them was absolute shit. Are we really going to put her on here because
she's gay, dude?
Yeah, that's the representation. Yeah, no. I would knock Ellie off in a heartbeat. Yeah, like I said, Steve definitely gone.
I'd put both Link and Kratos on here. I think they deserve to be on. Link, he's almost as old as Mario. Kratos has earned his place because he's existed now for over a decade.
I'd actually move Link up. I'd say Link is probably about 4 at least.
Sackboy don't belong on this shit.
No, he doesn't.
Nobody knows who fucking Sackboy is.
I think there were 3 games, and I played the first one. After that, I was all like, I don't even care about this. So I really don't. I don't know how he got.
I got a little big. I got when I first got my.
Maybe he's gay too.
Well, listen. You don't wear a pull-up zippy thing like that and smile all the time like that and not take it in the ass. Anyway, I actually had a copy of Little Big Planet once. It came with my PS3 bundle, my first one that I got. They came with God of War 1 and 2 remaster, and I never touched it. In fact, I threw it out the minute I opened it up. I said, "Oh, Little Big Planet, yeah, boom, you're gone." No.
Like I said, it was nifty, the idea of it. I don't know if that's a good word to use in that, but it was a kind of flash. It was okay, something new, but then I like I said, the ones that came out after that, I didn't have even the smallest interest in playing. It was not that impressive, and he sure as hell doesn't deserve to be at 5.
Yeah. Master Chief should be higher. He's Master fucking Chief.
That's fair.
He should be higher. Does Pikachu belong on this list? Because now roll with me here. Pokemon people. Wish we had a super Pokemon expert on here to so we could really do this. There's so many Pokemon games out there, but Pikachu's not the main in any of them unless you got original Pokemon Yellow. So I would say Pikachu's an anime icon, not a gaming icon.
Yeah, I think they're just using him because he's kind of consistent through the games. The Pokemon changes the different generations, so I guess maybe if he's just a stand-in for Pokemon as a whole. But
I mean Pikachu, because you don't actually get Pikachu because that's Ash's Pikachu, and he's never you don't actually have Pikachu. I feel like he doesn't belong on the list because Pikachu isn't iconic as a video game character. He's Ash's Pikachu from the anime. So
that's fair.
That's why I say that. I'm not saying he's not iconic. I'm saying he's not an iconic video game character. So I'm okay with Cloud on the list. He's easily the most recognizable Final Fantasy hero and RPG hero.
That's fair.
From that side. Like Link is an RPG hero, but Cloud is another type of RPG hero. So I feel good. I'm okay with him on the list because he's persisted and he's gotten a fresh breath of life past couple years with the remakes. Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza series, he doesn't belong on this list. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who this is.
Yeah.
Ariel, Cecil is awesome, but Cecil from Final Fantasy IV, he's not well known. He's not as pop culture relevant as Cloud is. Because Cloud, Robot Chicken did a spoof of Final Fantasy VII once. that's when you know you reach the level of pop culture zeitgeist, where at a certain point, Robot Chicken basically spoofed you. So Cloud is more pop culturally significant than Cecil. I mean, at some point, I'm sure I'll be able to convince Devil to do a Final Fantasy Heroes Get Ranked, because there's a lot of them. And that debate will surely happen. Who's higher, Cloud or Cecil? But for now, I would say in terms of this type of iconic video games, I would say Cloud is the most iconic Final Fantasy hero. And Sephiroth might be the most iconic Final Fantasy villain, too, just because of Seven's place in the history. Crash Bandicoot, fuck Crash Bandicoot. I mean, Devil, did you ever play those games?
I think I played the first Crash Bandicoot. I played Devil May Cry, the first couple. I don't know. Like I said, I just think that some of these, they just,
it's fake gamer mentality is what it is. They're grabbing. I mean, the dude from Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know who he is. I didn't play those games. And Nathan Drake. I mean, Uncharted's cool and all, but Nathan Drake is not iconic. I like the first 3 games. They're cool. But now we're late to the party with this, but this everything is completely wrong with this list. And yeah, Static's right. This list is bait, and everybody already baited it. It's just we didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, so I wanted to weigh in on it for its retardation, because we're gamers here, and it leads back to the whole thing. I really just get annoyed at the fakeness of these false gamers, false fans, trying to worm their way in to our sections, because they're losing so many friends. I mean, Devil, I did a video today on a Forbes article that revealed the Disney Star Wars movies didn't actually make money.
Oh,
that they
surprise.
they put out. I mean, I don't know about whether or not Forbes' numbers are fully correct, but in the end, how much actual money do you think the sequel trilogy Rogue One and Solo netted? How much do you actually think it netted when all things were said and done?
Rogue One and Solo?
All of them. No. The sequel trilogy and Rogue One and Solo, because that's what they counted.
All right.
Yeah.
All together?
Yeah, net. We know the gross was over $2 billion. Was the gross, but what do you think the net was? You're gonna be. I think you're gonna be a little surprised.
Let's say what?
Are you
250? Maybe 3?
What, 100 million?
Yeah.
Or no, it's higher than that. No, it's higher than that.
Okay.
No, they netted only 1.185 billion total.
See, that's not as surprising. When you said surprising, I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot.
Oh no, I mean, you because these things had such high budgets, and frankly, I think it should be actually a little bit lower, because if you use proper metrics, they actually also lost money on Rise of Skywalker. If you do proper metrics, because Rise of Skywalker, in the end, they revealed that the production budget for both Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker were both over $500 million.
Here's the thing. I've said this before. I don't look at the numbers too much, because the fact is, it's not about that you made a profit to me. It's about how much you could have made that you didn't make. You know, if you make a cake and you make $5 on that cake, great, you made $5. But if you could have made $100 off that cake, you lost in my mind. You didn't achieve the best you could have out of it.
But it's interesting you bring that up, because the Forbes article was focused on the fact that Disney lied about the return on investment from Disney Star Wars, staying in there right before the proxy war. They released a whole bunch of financials to try and convince everybody to keep backing Bob Iger. And the metrics that they use to calculate financial success didn't actually that Disney Star Wars since the purchase has returned 2.9 times return on 2.9 times on return investment. I forget how I worded it in the video or the article did, but in all of that, in their math, they didn't include the purchase price for Lucasfilm. They did not include the $4 billion. So when Forbes went back in, it is now revealed that the sequel trilogy movies, plus anything else, those alone, they haven't recovered the cost of purchasing Lucasfilm. Just like we've always said. We now have the hard numbers to prove it.
And we know they made nothing off the fucking amusement park.
Nope. They lost Galaxy's Edge doesn't make money. They lost money on Galaxy's Edge. I'm sorry, on the Galactic Star Cruiser. We know they don't make money on High Republic. And it was funny, the article even said we cannot calculate if there was any profit from Disney Plus because it's a subscription service.
See, all the stuff we said about them, they spent all that shit ton of money on those IPs, and they just fucked it up. Like those should have been gold mines. You should have been able to freaking just have money just pouring.
It was the golden goose. Lucasfilm was the golden goose, and with their properties.
I can't believe that the people, the investors, the board or whatever who voted, still have faith in that fucking schmuck.
It was the corporations. The real investors didn't. Their votes didn't amount to shit. It was Vanguard, BlackRock, and corporations that had.
Well, I'm just happy that people are fucking dipping out and fucking saying fuck you. Disney deserves to crash. I hope it burns. I hope everybody loses their job. Sorry, people. You should have left the fucking company months ago, years ago. I mean,
how do you like this though? This dropped about how much before? I think a couple hours. Early this afternoon. This little tidbit dropped because we're talking about Disney not making money. The fact that we now have hard proof, and we're going to talk more about this on Sunday, guys. So don't worry, you're going to get more because we're going to wait to see how the story develops and everybody else gets into it. But we have now learned today that they're turning Disney Plus into basically a cable network with channels.
Oh my God!
This is. And everybody's response is, what are we? What are we turning this into a cable channel where a channel for each thing? I'm paying for cable. You're paying for cable again if you are getting Disney Plus. There's no rhyme or reason to this stuff. Maybe static, maybe it's part of the Hulu thing. I don't know, but it just is fascinating to watch this all fall apart.
Yeah,
and their desperation is key now.
It's at this point, I don't think they can pull back. Not before, like I said, you can't stop something on a dime. There's no way at this point that we're not looking at another 2 or 3 years of just complete and utter collapse. And by then,
they're locked in.
How low are they going to fall?
Well, think about it. When you look at Disney Star Wars, they are starting filming on Mandalorian and Grogu by the end of the year. And they have a release date. I think it's either 2026 or 2027, something like that. By the time this movie comes out, it's 2 years easy from this point, I think. Then they can't start working on the Rey movie until this one's done. Because remember, Lucasfilm's resources can only go to one movie at a time. By the time the Rey movie comes out, it'll be the end of the decade. They can't hold on that long.
No.
And even if they could, no one was going to go see it now. And no one's going to go see it then.
Like I said, it's going to end up selling off assets, which will be great because I would love to see hopefully better companies get their hands on Lucasfilm and more.
What I say, better custodians. Get better custodians who care. And listen, if and when the day it happens that Lucasfilm gets sold, oh man, am I going to look good? I'm one of the only people that have been saying it.
They're going to pull back, and then Disney World is going to essentially become the main characters, probably because no one will buy them. So you'll have Mickey, you'll have Goofy and stuff, because without Disney, they're worthless. So but every other kind of asset that they have, they're gonna have to just start selling like hotcakes
because they need money.
Yeah,
There's no they have to pay an exorbitant amount of taxes now every year in Florida.
Yep.
They are being sued by everybody at this point. There are a lot of lawsuits going on, from Gina to other people suing Disney. Any money they make in the theaters is going to be a pittance because of the high production budgets and marketing budgets for every movie. And Disney Plus Hulu will never be profitable.
Nope.
And the hotels are down, the parks are down in revenue. So there is no, you're absolutely right. There is no way out for them. They're going to have to reduce size and sell the dying limbs.
Yep.
That Bob Iger purchased over the decades.
Yeah. It's like what the fuck? Like how lizards rip their tail off. If they get caught, they'll tear their tail off because they can grow it back. So you're sacrificing a limb to save the whole thing. I think they deal with other parts of their body too, the other limbs, but sacrificing a limb for survival. That's exactly kind of.
I didn't know that Disney owned the Muppets.
Oh, I would like to see him lose that too. Of
Disney
course, the only
Muppets?
problem is Jim Henson's family, whatever they still have of it, they're woke too. Like his son, I think.
Oh, really?
Woke and shit.
Oh man, he's done some good shit too. I mean, the Henson puppeteering magic is still magic when they do it. That's a shame. That sucks. I didn't know Disney held the Muppets. That's sad. God, they really do own a piece of everything that's good, don't they? It's a shame that Brian Henson is woke. That kind of sucks, because for years he kept the magic of Henson Studios alive. I mean, that's one of the things that makes Farscape such an awesome show. That's all Henson magic, man. It's glorious Henson magic.
I think Jim Henson was pretty woke too. It's just back then woke was still sane. That's the problem. You could be different. A leftist, you could be a fucking, but you still weren't freaking a lunatic.
He was a regular liberal.
Yeah.
He was a regular, the kind that
he was a hippie. That's kind of the thing. I think he came from the hippie generation.
Bleeding heart liberals, I could understand. I can understand them. They make sense. And in the end, bleeding heart liberals are mostly harmless, because yes, they want to take your money and do shit with it, but that's easy to understand and easy to combat. It's these far left Marxists that are in control now that are what's destroying everything.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
I can deal with a person who just thinks they're doing the right thing, and they're just blissfully unaware of the thing. That's fine. But yeah, people who are purposely have seen the repercussions of what they're pushing and still will push it because they have this, idea that you have to burn people to freaking get to utopia, which is just a pipe dream. That I can't deal with, though. That's the kind of people,
that thing. There are true believers, and then there are thugs. Now, like you said, certain kind of true believers could be very dangerous, but the real worst ones are the thugs, because they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they know exactly how and why everything is going on, yet they continue to do it because they get control, power, and they don't care who gets hurt along the way. And that's the thing. Here's the thing is, I have a lot of trouble separating art from artist. A lot. And did you hear about the Alan Richardson Alan Richardson thing, or Alec, whatever, Reacher guy?
Yeah. He essentially put his foot in his mouth. Yeah.
I mean, he was always a little off, and it was like he hasn't said anything to him, but the things he said last week, going off on fans, going off on all this stuff, TDS taking control, Christians. It's just wow, dude, wow. I hadn't finished Reacher season 2 yet. I ain't going back. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing because he seemed pretty base from other things he said.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting there going, okay, that's good, because like we have a certain amount of actors that like they end up in everything because they're the one few that like we actually like or trust. The fans do. And I thought he was one of them. But yeah, the fact he has this movie coming out, and instead of fucking just saying, you know what, I have these opinions, but maybe I'll just keep them to myself. He goes, no, I'm gonna go out there and say something really stupid.
Well, this is what I said a lot. I said stuff like this during the writer's strike and the SAG strike, that I think a lot of movies did a little better during that period because these people couldn't go out and talk.
Yeah.
And now that they're not being leashed by these situations and they've forgotten, well, guess what? Just keep your mouth shut and things will work out. I was excited for the ungentlemanly division thing that with him and Cavill. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not gonna see it right now. I'm gonna let it come and go. It was gonna be fun, but now whatever. And I'm sorry that Henry Cavill, who we know is based, keeps getting caught up in shit like this.
Yeah. Like I said, you don't even have to. No one is fucking saying you have to be a conservative or whatever, you know. I don't care if you're a leftist, if you're an actor. Just don't preach to me. Just fucking say, you know what? I have my opinions. Yeah, but I don't need to tell people what they are. I don't need actors to fucking sit there and tout stuff on more conservative either. I'm totally fine with them, you know, ignoring politics completely. It's just, it seems like people on the left, they have to tell you how they believe the cow ate the cabbage. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. I don't care your opinion on Trump.
I said the same thing when we were talking Fallout the past few days about Jonathan Nolan. If he hadn't come out and said what he said prior to the show, there would have been no take for me to have until the show came out. And I wouldn't have caught heat for being negative about it. But when you talk about, we're not going to do this for the fans, we're just going to do my vision, blah, blah, of course I'm going to focus on that. But if he just kept his mouth shut and let his show, his product do the talking for him, then a lot of fears and thoughts wouldn't have even appeared. But these people just can't shut up. And it also begs the question, so many of them that can't shut up don't even they don't even, on my opinion, they don't even really freaking deserve to be there. You know, because a lot of people are talentless. Freaking talentless. They don't have any sort of real quality as actors or actresses, in my opinion. And so I have me supervisor. Go ahead. I find this. I want to add something to it.
Acting in itself has just become like a, I don't know, like okay, all the actors now, no matter how good they think they are, they're nothing like some of the older actors. Like I'm almost done watching again. It's like probably my 12th time, maybe 20th, who knows, of watching Lonesome Dove. I've gone back to this many times.
I tried as a kid to watch that. I just couldn't do it.
Oh, what's wrong with you, dude?
I was a kid, and
get right with your God, you evil man.
I'm also not a big Western guy. I'm really not a big Western guy.
I'm gonna fucking tie you down and fucking tape your eyes open. Lonesome Dove is literally the best thing that's ever been created on fucking TV, bar none. Absolutely. If you haven't watched it, it's because you have no soul. And go out and be good, be better.
Are you joining the Dermy side now against me?
Where's that oven at? No, it's Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones as Gus McCrae and Woodrow Call. They are so iconic, and they encompass those characters completely. And like I said, you don't see stuff like that. The miniseries you get now are so.
They don't make miniseries anymore. They don't make them anymore.
There's a couple, but yeah, you're right. It's definitely not how what used to be. Used to be 4 or 5 a year, but now you get like.
You bring this up, and I was grabbing an article that I saw earlier today. Now, Michael J. Fox is by no means conservative, by no means.
No.
But for him to say that in the 1980s, you had to be talented to get work in Hollywood. That's a bomb right there.
God, man, Michael J. Fox, that was such you know, that disease. Fuck that disease, man. He was
Yeah.
such a good actor.
Oh yeah.
He's probably the last generation of the really good actors. You know, like
Well, but he was Michael. Listen, well, here's the thing. Michael J. Fox usually just played Michael J. Fox.
but
He's
he
one of
was
those guys that
good.
did it, but it
Like
was good. You're right. It
Secret
was
to My
good.
Success is fucking a perfect movie, man.
Jed didn't like
I
it.
love that. Oh,
Jed didn't-
god damn.
When
That
we
boy
did that-
disappoints me, man.
When we did, he thought it was okay, but he didn't love it. And to me, it was like, dude, you don't understand. This is 80s goodness.
Every time I
He's
forgive him for
goodness.
being ginger, he just says stupid shit.
Hey, at least he did. Samuel, if you're still here, Jed did like Fifth Element. You were wrong. He liked it. He enjoyed it. He liked it. He didn't love it as much as I do, or Gal did, but he loved it. He was okay with it. He didn't hate it. But Michael J. Fox, he was multifaceted because he could do television and he could do movies, and he's done iconic shit. I mean, Back to the Future will go down. It'll never be forgotten. It'll never be forgotten. He managed to have 2 successful television series in his career.
Yeah.
When he did Family Ties and when he did Spin City.
Yep.
And I enjoyed Spin City. I really enjoyed that a lot. Well, up until his last season, and then he had to leave because he got sick. That's when he really hit his
And what was
Parkinson's.
replaced with Rob
Charlie Sheen.
Oh, was it Charlie Sheen?
It's Charlie Sheen.
I thought it was Rob Lowe.
No,
Anyway.
it was Charlie Sheen. And I didn't watch it after. Well, I didn't watch his
Yeah.
last season because, in my opinion, they destroyed all the good storylines for some reason, and then completely threw him out the window when he was leaving the show. And then they brought in Charlie Sheen, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to watch Charlie Sheen. I don't want to watch Charlie Sheen, so I'm not gonna bother anymore. But Spin City was good, and he has a ton of great movies. I'm still collecting my Michael J. Fox movies. I've never repurchased the Back to the Future trilogy since I had it on VHS. I've never gotten. One day I'll get around to it. I like them, but they're not my favorite movies. I like other movies of his that are more. I like them. I like other ones better. But I'm not. But what I'm saying though, they're iconic, and he's involved in so much iconic stuff.
Yeah.
And for him to say that back in the 80s you had to be talented. You mentioned earlier, Devil. We see the same people over and over again and shit right now these days. I mean, how many times do we have to see Timothy Chalamet in a movie in a year?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's the it people. That's always been the case, but it used to be the talented ones rose to the top. They got the roles because they were just that good. It's like Clint Eastwood said, you know, just be so good they can't ignore you, you know, type thing. But yeah, now you get these it people and you see them everywhere too often. And then you have the other side too of it. Like I said, Chris Pratt's in everything because he is a good actor. I'm not taking anything away from the man, obviously, but it's also because he's the one guy, just like with Henry Cavill, that we could cheer for because we don't hate him at the end of the day after the whole movie's done.
Chris Pratt has proving with his last bunch of roles is one of those guys that is multifaceted. He has different levels of range. He can do the comedy action, but then he can do a what was that show called? List. What was the list show? What was it called? Terminal List.
Yeah.
He could do Terminal List and just be so serious, and you're totally into it. So, and it actually, it's since Guardians 3, we haven't seen him in anything. It's been a while. And remember, Guardians 3 sat on the shelf for a long time. So since he did Terminal List, I haven't really seen him in anything recently. I think, and again, his wife did have a kid, so
he played Mario, the voice.
Voice. But that was getting multifaceted. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know that was him. We were all worried about that too. I remember that episode. They did do that. They had the Christopher Lloyd episode. That was funny. Frighteners, I got it right there. We're watching that this year on Halloween, and I believe Static is joining us. He's already said he is going to book himself for that date for drive-in this Halloween. One of my Halloween movies. We're doing Frighteners. I love. Have you seen Frighteners, Devil?
Yeah, tons of times.
Yeah, I love Frighteners. It's a good one. It's got a really good casting. Jake Busey. Yeah, Jake Busey channeling his dad for the crazy. And it works so well. Was it you, Static? I thought it was you. I thought it was you that said, oh, no, you want to do Hook. Sorry, Static. You want to do Hook at Christmas. Sorry. I think it was Kratos that wants to do Frighteners, because we were I was mentioning all those movies at that point. I'm sorry, Static is going to join us for Hook during Christmas movies this year. Sorry, Static. Sorry.
Yeah, Kratos was in Las Vegas
Kratos,
too. He was he drove me home after I got hammered. Took advantage of me. Kind of a dick about it.
Well, like a zombie.
Yeah, like a zombied me.
Zombie. But that's why this is fascinating to me, that when I saw this today that Michael J. Fox come and say, because let's be honest, Michael J. Fox, he got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
He is in the end stages of Parkinson's right now. He does not probably have much time left. And he's just gonna not give a shit. So
doesn't have to.
Yeah. But that's kind of the things that is so shocking when you think about this stuff, the complete and utter lack of talent. When you think about the century of talent that was available in Hollywood, when the studio system was actually the studio system, and they nurtured talent.
Yeah.
They nurtured talent. Did you get a lot of these fantastic people over and over again? But if you see Cary Grant back in the every movie, well, it's Cary freaking Grant. You want to see Cary Grant because he's going to deliver a stellar performance. You're going to see Bette Davis in a movie. You're going to see all these mega talents of that time doing what they were supposed to, what they were put on this earth to do, entertain us. And that's to bring it back to what we're talking about. You go back in the day, you didn't know anything about their private lives for the most part. 95% of the time, you didn't know a damn thing. I mean, nobody knew outside of probably Hollywood that Errol Flynn liked to smoke cock. Nobody knew that. But he did.
Dude's cock he was smoking probably did.
But it didn't matter because it was private. You need to know that. Nobody knew for years that Rock Hudson was gay. Nobody knew that, but he was one of America's leading men of that period of time. Big, masculine dude, bites pillows, or bit pillows. But nobody cared. Nobody cared because it was kept private. You didn't need to know. And now, though, they get on social media and they rant and they rave. And frankly, honestly, I got to say, some of these people, they rant and they rave because they're making up for the fact that they don't have the mega talent that so many of the stars in the past did.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So you didn't know anything. Yeah. The Michael J. Fox on Scrubs episode. That was an interesting one because they made use of his Parkinson's for his repetitiveness where he couldn't control his body. That was a couple episodes, and it ended with him. It ended with the toilet seat on the roof episode. Did you ever watch Scrubs?
Off and on a couple episodes, but I wasn't avid.
I was into it. I watched it during its original run, and then there were a few years where Comedy Central had it on repeat, and I would just let it run. It was one of the things I could put on. Scrubs was hilarious because Scrubs did what a lot of shows of that period of time did. They gave you both sides of the opinion, and they did it with humor, and they were funny. And it was real laugh out loud funny and good characters and people that just, you could tell were having a good time doing the show. You could tell when people are having a good time doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I miss that. And it's kind of relating to what we were talking about with Fallout the past couple of days, in the sense that lots of people are really being drawn into the Fallout aspect. I'm sorry, into the Fallout happy place right now because it's just a normal show like they remember. And they're just happy to have a show that's just a show. And it's and like I think like you said, Mingo, it's just something nobody's used to anymore. And it's rough that we just don't get that stuff anymore. That every time we turn something on, we either see from so far away how bad it's going to be, or we think it's going to be bad, and then when we find out it isn't bad, it's just such a surprise that some people, their only response can be, "Oh, this is great." When if you dropped it into the era of truly great television, it would be mid-level, it'd just be average, nothing spectacular. And it's a damn shame because all we want is to be entertained. All we want to be entertained. All right. I got one more actual story. All right. One thing you missed while you were away last week, Devil, you missed the Star Wars Outlaws blow up over ugly KVS. You missed that. Are you happy you missed that one?
I saw a little bit of it. We did look on Twitter as we were there, but yeah, they took the real pretty girl and said, "Hey, this fuck her up." But they've been doing that for every character. So are we was it really?
No,
a
we're
big
not surprised at
surprise
all.
that point? I mean,
and the thing is, I've been talking about this past couple of days. It's turned into this weird thing where they. When I say they, I'm talking about the stands and the fake fans, the fake gamers. They're trying to accuse us all of just wanting porn. It's like, oh, you just want to jerk off to these characters, whatever. And they're saying, oh, you don't care about the game, this and that. And what they fail to understand is that every little bit of problem, from an ugly character to bad gameplay to uninspired gameplay, it's all a problem. And did you hear how much each one of these releases for Outlaws is going to cost? Did you hear that?
no.
They got 3 tiers of the release. For $70, you get your base game. Okay, fine. Fine. But then Ubisoft says the $109, say $110 gold edition, where you get a few perks here and there. Let me bring it up here. So you got all this stuff. You get the 3-day early access. You get upcoming DLCs. You get to look like Han Solo.
Oh, jeez.
They actually did it. They gave you a Han Solo outfit skin. Are you kidding me? The Kessel Runner character pack. But you know how much getting all this costs for all these things?
What?
For the Ultimate Edition? $130.
Games are just getting greedy as fuck, aren't they?
Because they've added in a season pass to this.
Oh, of course they did.
And
I was making a fucking joke about that, and now it's coming true.
Because and you know what they announced today? Now, have you seen the trailer? I'm not going to make you watch it. Don't worry. I've watched it twice already on stream on a video. But have you seen the trailer?
No.
Okay. She goes to Tatooine, and she's going to confront Jabba after he's acquired Han and Carbonite. And there's a whole scene in the trailer where she comes to Jabba. Well, guess what we learned today? The Jabba the Hutt mission is locked behind the season pass DLC.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You have to pay to play the Jabba stuff.
I said this. I was like I said, I was joking, but I knew it would, joke that was probably going to happen. When they came out with fucking Dragon's Dogma, and everyone was all like, "Oh, you're overblowing the amount, the charging of the different money before fast travel and shit like that for the crystals for the fast travel." These games are going to keep trying to push the envelope and stuff on every single aspect of trying to milk you out of money. Yep. You have the $70 game, you have to buy that. But then we're also going to charge you a season pass. So that's $15 a month for however many months you play. Then you have to get these bundles because otherwise you can't acquire all the guns or the weapons that you need to complete the game. Oh, and so you're going to have to at least buy 3 of those bundles at $15 a piece. By the time you're done, you're going to end up having some game that costs you $140, $150. And if you're some person whose parents are only able to buy you 3 games a fucking year, one of those games does that, you're only able to get 2 at that point, if even. It really is messing with people who can't afford these ridiculously expensive games and pushing them towards the indie games that are cheaper but you have just as much fun.
Look at Helldivers. Everybody loves it.
These games, these people, they're going to ruin their industry even more. They think that somehow they're going to save it by just charging more. They're not. They're going to ruin it.
Ubisoft is so detached from reality right now. They have no idea that this isn't alluring. And the funny thing is, everybody that was yelling at us who were complaining about ugly KVS are now suddenly, well, this is the real thing you guys should be angry about, that they're locking content behind a gate. And I had to resist all day today getting involved in it because I realized you idiots. Do you not realize this is all the same problem? And when you defend them pushing agenda, pushing character ugification, all this shit in there, when you defend that, you don't realize that them locking everything behind content doors, that it's all connected. These are not mutually exclusive problems. It's all the same problem. And we see now when you go here and you look at the fact that they literally are putting her in a cosmetic that is a Han Solo cosmetic. It's Han Solo skin. That is sad. That is, goddamn, I'm going to save this picture. I'm going to bookmark it right now, actually, because this is going in a thumbnail. That's going in the thumbnail. She really is Ma'am Solo. Really? We've talked about it. She's got no chest. She's got no body. If this was the only pic you've ever seen of this devil, would you think that's a woman right there?
Depends on how close you were. Distance, probably not.
I see mullet.
She doesn't even stand like a girl. Look at her. Even the stance is a dude stance.
There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. I see mullet. I see no girly bits. She's standing like a dude. Yeah, she has no hips. Those ain't birthing hips.
That's what we always said. I can't wait for a Star Wars game or a Han Solo game, to be honest, where he's sitting down.
Yeah, it's the ultimate insult, and you said it pretty right. These AAA games they're gonna destroy their own end of the industry because they are disconnected from their actual customer now.
Yeah,
thinking you're gonna charge $130 for this, and because this is included in the $130 bundle.
That's when Dermy was talking about what's going to destroy the game industry if this game falls. Grand Theft Auto, what's it, 7 or whatever the fuck the next one is, 6, right?
6.
If it fails, it's going to destroy. No, this is what's going to destroy the industry. They've killed it halfway by the pushing the woke crap that has made games impossible to play and unfun. And yeah, the next step of absolute hanging of the game industry is going to be this. The abuse of the fans, the trying to charge us for every little freaking thing till a game's not fun unless you put a credit card in first and expect you're not going to be able to make your house payment.
Live service is a cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer. And when I say live service, you guys understand, I'm talking about the microtransactions, shit like this. I'm not talking about classic MMO type of thing where I'm just paying for a monthly subscription to play the game. That's something that's been around forever, and it's an even exchange. I pay my subscription, I get everything in the game. And if I am buying microtransactions, it's pure glamour. It's just to mess around for how I want to look, but it doesn't affect the game. And this actually affects the game, Devil, because her different skins have different armor attachments on them, and different and all kinds of stuff. There is actual gameplay affected if you're wearing different skins.
So it's pay to win type situation.
In a sense, because I'm sure this Kessel Run pack will have different mod slots for her gear. So
I hate that shit.
yeah, so this isn't just a skin where you're buying for a glamour to look like this. No, this will give you an actual advantage when you're playing.
Somehow Han Solo's leather vest can take an extra 2 shots from blaster.
Well, there is the solo luck.
Yeah, there you go. That's what they'll call it. They'll be like, you get solo luck.
It's the
Somehow
solo
they
luck.
miss half the shots they shoot at you.
It's so unattractive, and this is so blatantly obvious. It's the vest, it's the shirt, it's the striped pants, and the boots.
She probably starts saying some of his terms and shit.
Oh God, I mean,
like the dialogue.
We were talking about this yesterday when we were talking about what the game might look like. We kind of agreed. We're trying to guess what OG characters are going to appear to try and legitimize her. So this takes place between Empire and Jedi, and at the point where Han is already in Jabba's palace. So we wagered that there is probably a very good chance she's going to do a mission with Lando in Jabba's palace to help prepare for Luke's mission, for Luke's rescue mission.
I'm sure Lando will have sex with the robot that's with her.
Oh God. Well, you know about the droid, right? You know about the droid in this. They all want to F.
Yeah, because he's got that trench coat, and they're all, oh, that's so sad. Like I said, he's gonna end up getting his robot dick sucked by Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
Byrissian.
Oh God. Why did they gotta do that to Lando?
Because they're evil fuckers.
And Lyle Hammock, I'm excited for Stellar Blade myself. I'm not gonna pre-order it. I'm just gonna walk to Walmart day of and pick up my copy because the Walmart around here never gets any traffic, so I just walk up and get it. I don't have to worry about it reserving or anything. And I want my physical copy. I don't want to get it on digital, so I'm just gonna walk in, grab it, and I'm looking for that. And we will be streaming that in, I guess, 9 days. 9 days, April 29th. Is it April 29th? I think it's April 29th. I think it's April 29th. Let me look real quick. I'll know when I look at it. Or is it 26th? It's either the 29th or the 26th. Well, Hammock, if you're still there, is it coming out? Is Celebrate 29 or 26 of this month? I don't remember. And I don't want to leave the screen to go look it up. But if you're still here, because if you just pre-ordered it, you'll probably know right off the top of your head. I know Static. That's what we were talking about yesterday. Static. They're gonna do things to have her influence the original lore, and legitimize her. 26. Okay, so next Friday. Okay, yeah, I'll be streaming Stellar Blade before Ballbusters next Friday. I that will be happening, unless my internet decides to take a dump on me.
Excuse me. Holy crap. That fucking hurts. Oh my God.
Oh, your throat. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Drink some water. Cool down.
I gotta go get some water. I'll be back.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So 26. Yeah, we'll be playing Stellar Blade on 26. I'll be live streaming it probably between 7:30 and 10:30. We'll only get probably an hour or two in there before Ballbuster starts on the 26th. But I will be getting it, and then we'll be streaming it all weekend. We'll be streaming it after drive-in that weekend. We'll be streaming it Sunday night after Roundtable. So yeah, we're gonna play it all weekend and have a good time with it. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, that's the thing. So yeah, everybody got the Dermaids from Vegas. See, I have the Dermaids I have has been transmitted through the internet, so it's not as fatal. But everybody else was actually within breathing distance of Dermy. So you guys all got the Dermaids. And there's no cure. It's like herpes. You got it for life. So don't get rid of it. Got it for life. I don't know. All I know is that this thing is going to be, it's going to be great content. Hopefully I'll be in a good algorithmic place where I can take advantage of it. That's my problem. I'll talk about shit that I normally talk about and I've gotten traction on in the past. And the algorithms just look at me and go, no, you stay where you are, where I'm going to ignore you. You talk about Star Wars. Yeah. Sorry, kid. Ain't gonna get that. Not gonna happen. Well, here's the thing, Wild Hammock. They've been butchering the space between Empire and Jedi for the past 2 or 3 years with Disney Star Wars. They've done a whole bunch of stupid comic book runs that created Kira and the Crimson Empire and made Luke have his yellow lightsaber and had Leia do this and had Luke almost encounter Vader again and had Vader go on all these adventures and Dr. Aphra and then. They've done all this shit in the literal year and a half period, the 18-month period between Empire and Jedi. And now this happens between Empire and Jedi. And they're adding in more Disney shit that she's from Canto Bight, guys. Did you know she's from Canto Bight? That's a real place now because Disney said so. Retarded. They're just trying to keep legitimizing Disney Star Wars. That's all this is. And it's not going to work because if you haven't watched my video, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Go watch my video. I put it out this afternoon about the whole movies not actually making money. I mean, this is so wrong that they're putting Jabba mission behind a paywall. This is what the stands are upset about. As I said, not realizing it's all connected. Retarded. It's going to bomb. I don't think it sells I think it sells under 10 million copies. It sells under 10 million copies. Doesn't do it. No, yeah, Canto Bight is a retarded fever dream. That's what it is. It's just stupid. But yeah, this is a disaster in the making. This game comes out August 30th. It is 4 short months away. Let me see, May, June, July, August. 4 short months away. And I don't see it being a success. I just don't. Because there's no way, because there are some morons out there who probably purchased the $130 Ultimate Bundle Edition pack. Ubisoft can't walk this back and have the Jabba be a free DLC now. A free mission. It's not even DLC, it's a mission. But they can't do it because they've already locked it into pay to play. And the people who already paid for it, they would then have grounds to make a fuss. So they have screwed themselves with this announcement. And the game doesn't look that impressive anyway. We watched the gameplay last year. It looks like a regular old Ubisoft going to sneak around in dumb ways and do shit. Regular dumb mechanics. It's not going to actually. It's not going to be a game with substance. I don't think. Open world, events, consequences matter. How your factions change. No one's going to care. Because this thing is the same thing that I said as Andor. It's a show that if you take out all the Star Wars elements, it wouldn't really change anything. It would still function. Yeah. Yes, Lyle Hammock. Canto Bight is the stupid casino planet from Last Jedi. Yes. They are wedded to this stuff. They cannot get away from it. And I'm fine with it, Devil. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep burning it all to the ground.
If you're gonna crash the plane, fucking, why try to pull up?
Now the thing is this: they're doing all this news, and here we are. April's half over. No news on Kathleen Kennedy contact extension. No news. I'm thinking she's gonna walk. It's feeling more and more like she's gonna walk. She's gonna get out of there.
I'm not even gonna talk about it till it happens because we've said it so many times. It seems like it, and she's
why?
still there.
Well, not us. I mean, I never bought into the she's whole fire thing. I never bought it.
No, I mean, you don't have to be up to Doomcock's freaking level of it, But I've heard multiple times that, there's whispers, there's this, there's that. It's like, and every single time it all ends up being just hot air.
Well,
So
she
when
can't.
she's actually
Well,
packing
that
up her
was
banker's box, that's when I'll fucking go
well, that
yay.
was all. She's fired. She's fired. This is, I think, she's going to let the natural end of the contract happen. That's all I'm saying. She's. I mean, the talks are usually, oh, she's not going to get it. Don't get it. No, now I think she's going to let it happen because, listen, she's the biggest rat on that ship, and she sees it sinking because she knew those numbers we talked about earlier. She knew what those numbers were all these years, failure after failure. There's no way she's sticking around till 2030 in the Ray movie. That's not happening. So she's going to walk away. She's going to walk away at the end of the year. And then I know it's the joke, but goddamn, if they put Dave Filoni in her place, oh, that would be funny. That would be so funny. But yeah, it's not looking good for Disney. And Outlaws is just it's the latest symptom of the disease. Like we're talking about, it's the atrophied arm, it's the limb that's dying, and we just have to wait. Just gotta wait, and it'll end, and I'll love every second of it. I'll love every second of it. All right, that's all my topics. Let's go nerd now because we're saying will be here any second. Devils. So I mentioned earlier. You already noticed I mentioned earlier before we got on. I gave in and I started watching TNG on Friday. I gave in. I had nothing else to do. I had nothing else to watch. I finished all my anime. I have a week before I have to rewatch when we're watching for Anime Odyssey next week. So, Legatus, you got a question? Oh, okay. I haven't heard anything. That thing died. Pretty sure it died. Which is good. We didn't need a Babylon 5 update. Didn't need that remake. Well, let's think, Lyle. I know Kenny doesn't matter. It's just she's the face of everything that's wrong. And I want her to go for the simple fact that once she's gone, that's the trigger what we're waiting for. Because I've explained this in the past. They will not sell Lucasfilm. They will not talk bad about it as long as she's there. Because she's got too much. They can't insult her. Because she knows where all the bodies are buried. She has too much sway, too much pull, too much power. So when she leaves of her own accord, that is the sign. It's the beginning of the end. It's a sign. It's the first sign of the beginning of the end. That's what I mean. That's why I'm so focused on her not renewing her contract this month if she doesn't do it, and she'll be walking away in December, because then that means Lucasfilm will be on the chopping block within 2 years.
Yeah.
That's why I'm fixated on it, you guys. That's why I'm fixated on her leaving of her own accord, because there's nothing there. And it's not about fixing. I mean, Lyle, you mentioned Filoni wouldn't be anybody. You're right. Filoni wouldn't be any better. It's not about fixing Star Wars or Lucasfilm while they're in there. Hello, Samuel.
What's up?
It's not about fixing Star Wars while it's holding Disney. It's about letting it burn faster and getting away from it. So, how are you, Samuel?
Oh, not too bad. About to have a giant ass thunderstorm roll through here that may turn into yet another blizzard with another 12 inches of snow tomorrow. So
you mentioned that on Friday.
Yeah.
And I just smiled and laughed because I don't know, because it's 80 degrees here now.
it's pretty warm here too. So I actually doubt the snow thing's going to happen. But if from what I was looking at on the forecast, we're looking at a bunch of dry lightning before it starts raining, which is bad because everything's going to burn.
Yeah,
it's so dry out here.
Yeah,
we're all gonna die.
When I was a kid living in Florida, and the heat lightning would happen, it was the most fascinating thing in the world. There's not rain in sight, and then just all this crazy colored lightning would just happen, and I would watch it for a while because it was, as a kid, it was fascinating to look at. I'd never seen anything like it at first. That type of heat lightning was cool, but yeah, that is dangerous with that stuff. But no, yeah, to answer that, Legatus again, yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Babylon 5 update. I think that thing's DOA. It's not going to happen. And no, it was a remake, Ariel. It was a remake, not a reboot, a full-on remake. Well, here's the thing, Ariel. That's why I encourage people to go watch my full video on talking about the fact that the sequel trilogy movies made so little money they haven't earned back the cost of purchasing Lucasfilm. Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm doesn't make any money. And if you're desperate for money, if you have something that's literally losing you money, which is what Disney Lucasfilm does. Oh, we lost him. Yeah, there he goes. There it is. If you have something that is losing you money, is literally sucking you dry, if it's a dead limb that's necrotic, you have to cut it off. They will cut off Lucasfilm before they cut off Marvel Studios, because they can still squeeze something out of Marvel Studios a little bit, even though it's not doing great either. But you look at it now, Disney Lucasfilm has never made a profit. It's never made a profit. If you include, which, as I say in my video, if you include the purchasing cost of Lucasfilm to their return on investment equations and properly calculate the net of the movies, they haven't earned back the purchase price. They haven't. They're $2.8 billion short. And it's now what? 12 to 12. It's been 12 years since they bought Lucasfilm. It depends on what they're attached to, Ariel. And let's be honest, I know you guys want it. Who's shopping for the Muppets right now? Anybody shopping for the Muppets? And it's not so much IPs they have to sell chunks. It leads around also to the bad deals they made. They bought Fox Studios for $72 billion and have not seen a penny of profit from that either. And now here come the Fantastic Four. In 2 years, that's going to lose money. There's no way that movie makes money. All right, Samuel's back. Now here come the Fantastic Four. You all right? I'm here myself. You okay there?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to keep track of the show.
All right, we lost your avatar. Just let you know.
Of course, there we go.
There you go. But yeah, so I don't think and people aren't going to buy individual, because you could sell the Muppets. That's not going to get you any money. You need to sell entire divisions to get money, and that's why I'm saying once Kennedy's gone, it's open season to sell Lucasfilm.
Well,
at that point,
they would be doing essentially exactly what corporate businesses do when you're in a situation where you've overextended yourself and stuff. You start cutting off divisions of the company that aren't profitable and stuff like that. It's the same thing here. They're gonna have to start looking at the books and saying what's making us money, what is actually growing this company, and what's actually being an anchor. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Lucasfilm right now is a huge anchor. It's just nothing's bringing them money. The Mandalorian's next season's not gonna make them any money. None of the movies are making them money.
If there is a next season, they have the movie. There is no next season right now because of the movie. So.
Well, you know what's funny about that? About a year and a half ago, I was on Ryan's show on Legion Talk, and with a bunch of people, and we were discussing like Disney and all that, and it was looking pretty grim in terms of entertainment from them. And one of the things that I got told was, "Oh well, Disney will be fine because it's really a real estate company and they've got all that going for them." But the last I checked, they're losing money there too.
Yeah,
and like they're not bringing any money in. And as it turns out, I was right. Disney's gone up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And all their real estate is tied up. They're not liquid. That's not liquidity. They would need to sell off all their real estate around the world. And again, who's buying then? Who's buying?
Right. They're going to end up having to sell for pennies on a dollar, which is, obviously not going to actually make them any money. It might help sort of towards liquid solvency or bankruptcy, but that's about as far as that's going to get them.
Yep. I mean, Samuel, did you hear before that they're turning Disney Plus into a cable network now? channels.
I saw that this morning. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, there's no. It's already like cable with all the available streaming services. You're already paying for packages and all this stuff, so you might as well go back to cable if you're going to do that. Me, I'm cutting them all out at this point.
Yeah. And Captain Jack, he provides me with everything I need. That in my that in my collection, because I was to get us off the stuff, and now that we're all here to get into the nerd section of things. Samuel, what do you think I did on Friday night after we were done? What do you think I did?
I don't know. Rob went out and went to bed.
Besides that,
okay, I mean, it was pretty late your time, so I don't know.
I started watching TNG. I did it.
You know what?
I just finished season 1 today.
Nice. You know what's really funny about that? The timing of this is so. The weekend that I lost, all internet capability whatsoever, right? I had not realized exactly how dependent on the internet I am for my day-to-day fucking life until then.
It's a thing. It's real.
So goddamn bored that I went down to Walmart and I bought all 7 seasons of TNG and cracked it open that weekend so I'd have something to do. I'm in season 3.
I'm in the middle of, before we got started, I just started season 2, episode 1. And I here's the thing. I've watched stuff so many times that I forget where certain things point. Like, oh, you guys know how I am. I don't remember episode titles. I just know events. And right away, it started with, season 2, episode 1. Oh, Immaculate Conception, Deanna. Okay, here we go. And
that episode sucks.
Yeah, it's not a good start. Also, because fuck Pulaski. But then I was watching through season 1, and I had a ball through season 1. I really enjoyed it. It's like the umpteenth time I've watched it. But I'm still sort of in the mode where I'm analyzing while I'm watching, and I picked up some things I've never heard before. I didn't realize that on at least 3 or 4 different occasions, Deanna calls Riker Bill. On at least 3 or 4 different occasions. Like I never.
But it's all early. It's all early. She stops doing it after a while. Yeah.
She done like 3 or 4 times. About halfway through, she quits. And then I also realized that one of the biggest problems with the first part of season 1 is goddamn Wesley Crusher episode after Wesley fucking Crusher episode. Goddamn.
Yeah.
It's just, how many times is Wesley going to save the fucking day? And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then you notice where he disappears more and more and more, and they realize, and then of course we know the stories how the writers fucking hated him as a character. It's like, we don't want him here anymore. We're gonna make it miserable when he's on there. And so
I think that was part of it. Part of it was he was graduating high school and he had to go do all the things that a person of that age in Hollywood has to do.
Yeah, but it was just the episodes get significantly better once Wesley's not a focus or
that's true
a part of the tool set that Picard has to use to get the Enterprise out of a situation.
Wesley will always be a tool.
Yeah, that's true. I find that Wesley is infinitely more tolerable in the episodes where he's working as part of a team and not the focus. If he's just like in the show, but the show is not about his character, it's much better.
Mm-hmm. It gets better as he's older because they use him a little better, especially after when he gets the uniform, when he gets promoted to full ensign or field promotion to full ensign. It gets a little better, but it's still like the binary episode. He's the only one that notices, and no one's going to pay attention to him, or the lore stuff. He's the only one that noticed that lore was that Data and lore had switched. It's like, oh, come on, man. What is it that?
He was the girl who was the key to everything.
And he still is. He still is the girl. but the good episodes that you get in there, like, of course, I say when Tasha dies and Armus and all that stuff, man, that's good. And
I mean, so the concept of Skin of Evil is really good, but the whole.
Let me explain myself. Well, I think it's good. And then you can counterpoint me. I like it good because what I realize here is they kill off a main character, whatever the real reason aside. They never replaced her, really. They kept it then as the crew as we would know it going forward. They didn't just try to fill the slot. And that to me shows the respect for what they were trying to build, knowing, okay, we can't just let's not play replacement games. I mean, yes, you get your rows or you get your other things in there once in a while later on, but they're not permanent. They're just sort of along for the ride. And I just, okay, now counterpunch me.
So it's not so much a counterpunch. It's just that, like I said, I like the concept of Skin of Evil. I like the concept of Armus and like what he represents and where he came from and all of that stuff. But there was so much about that was like, do you ever watch the old Twilight Zone show, the black and white one?
Occasionally on TV. It was never really my thing, but I did watch it.
There's an episode with a 5-year-old Billy Mummy. Right. And it's one of the very first things he ever did on television. And he plays a kid who has these powers that are undefined, but people are always trying to please him, and they're going out of their way to make him birthday cakes and to be very pleasant and always smile and laugh at his jokes and shit like that. Because when somebody doesn't, or they do something he doesn't like, or something that makes him, a little bit uncomfortable or something like that, he looks at them and they vanish to a place he calls the cornfield. Right. And eventually he ends up sending the last resident of this town to the cornfield. And then you find out at the end during Rod Serling's monologue that this was the last town in the last country on Earth, that he had wiped out the entirety of the human race because they displeased him. And they said, there's no real moral here. There's just a monster. There's just, we just wanted you to get to know one of the denizens of the Twilight Zone. And that's the kind of thing that I get with Skin of Evil, was that it was a situation that the crew was put in that was almost pointlessly violent and dark. And Tasha's death, I just watched yesterday's Enterprise like last week, man. And the bit where she talks about where Guinan's like, I know, you died, and I know it was a pointless death. It was meaningless. And I'm just like, that fucking hit me in the gut.
But they question Armus during that, is, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for no reason. When Deanna says, why did you do this? I did it because I wanted to, because I wanted to try and basically feel something. And I didn't feel anything because it wasn't amusing. It was no effort to it.
It's like a fucking Dermy.
Dermy has no sensation left. We know that. He doesn't feel anything anymore. It's so
Dermy's what's left over after the shiny people leave town.
You see, we get that. But what I appreciate about that episode, as I said, is the fact that they didn't try to slot in a new character. And it's not so much that, Worf replaced her, but he replaced her position on the bridge. They didn't create a new character to take her place or take Worf's place.
Worf was promoted.
Yeah, he was promoted. And even when you start season 2, he's still JG. He's just now full on. He was acting security chief, but now he has been promoted to security chief and tactical on the bridge. But he's still JG at the start of season 2.
Right. And this happens with a couple of characters. Like Geordi starts out as he's just a helmsman.
Yeah.
Right. That's all he is. Man. But he ends up getting promoted to an engineer, and then he becomes chief engineer.
That's because there was such a great episode, the weapons sailing episode, where where they go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just watched that today, and that is an episode that here's one of the things great things about season 1. I'm talking about this because I know it's coming. Every time you get that first real character episode for one of the bridge crew, the command crew, it's like, wow, okay, the door is now open. Like Worf's first episode when you have the Klingon renegades on board.
Mm-hmm.
That's just now we get that first glimpse into Worf, and then we get that episode where they're trapped on the weapon sale planet, and Geordi was left in command of the Enterprise, even though he's just a JG, but he was JG helmsman. He was part of the bridge crew, and he's been involved in so many episodes up to this point that he is trusted by Picard, but Picard gave him the command and he earned it. And at the same time, Deanna is doing some great counseling, saying, listen, you may be ready for this, but the people under you aren't. the ensigns, you need to encourage them like you were encouraged. And we get a glimpse of Geordi's leadership. And it's a great development for Geordi, which now leads, we start season 2 off and boom, he's full grade lieutenant, 2 pips. He is now chief engineer because we're going to stop the whole different chief engineer every 2 episodes. We're stopping that now. And that was good because it doesn't make sense where's McDougal? Why is angry guy coming up to yell at Geordi that he's not in command? What's going on?
Yeah, wasn't McDougal in like 2 episodes?
2. Yeah, before that it was some chick who wasn't even a full lieutenant, or maybe just a full lieutenant, not even lieutenant commander. So I guess they realized we need to have a real chief engineer. Let's put one of the main characters in there so we can lock down. And there we are, 2 to 7. Geordi is chief engineer. From 2 to 7, it's there, and he even gets promoted. I mean, one of my favorite things to watch throughout the entire series is everybody's promotion track. I always enjoy watching when the pips change. And this,
like O'Brien's in the first episode. He's in Encountered at Farpoint, but he's just a transporter technician at that point. He's not transporter chief yet.
Yep, nope. Yeah. And he shows up one more time. I think, which one was it? He's there when the beast, he's escorting the beast aliens and the serpent aliens around. He appears for a minute.
The ones who were trying to kill each other. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them did eventually kill one of them at the end of the episode. And one of them's missing.
He didn't want to just kill him. He wanted to eat him.
They did eat them. They ate him. One of the beasties ate the serpent aliens, and they just left that open in episodes. Like, well, now I got to deal with this. And episode over, because it was kind of the humorous C plot, what was going on. But he appeared that, and now we're not going to see him until later on season 2 now. At some point but that's the beauty of it. They give us these episodes in season 1 and you realize it's the character development episode. I mean, the Picard Stargazer, that's a Picard development episode. Oh, what is this? What are you doing here?
Oh my God.
What are you doing here?
What's up, Jeremy? Or should I say Armus?
Fuck you, Jew.
Is that the only reason he came in here? Yeah. Oh, he's pulling a gay thing. He's only gonna call me gay and leave. Well, I'm gonna. You probably heard something earlier.
Don't need to come in here and say that kind of shit to Samuel. What a fuck.
Hey, you know,
look,
I mean,
back.
if I was Jewish, I guess it would bother me.
Listen, in reality, that is the only reason I came back, because I still need to record one more video, but I haven't done it for a week, so I had to do it at least once.
Well, yeah, I didn't miss it. You know, my asshole is nice and tight now, so wasn't comfortable.
I know your asshole's nice and tight.
Hey, listen, I didn't get graped by My Little Pony like you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm the reason Geeks and Gamers can't get sponsored.
I find that funny. Yeah, that Derby's leveled up. He's leveled up in the Fellowship. Now he's the reason Geeks and Gamers doesn't get sponsors, because he's a member of the 199. That's why. I think
it's because I think it's because Iron Oxide filmed him belting out "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" at the top of his motherfucking lungs.
So,
I mean, you realize? Did you realize you were doing Big Smile back at Ryan in that, right? You do realize that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot more singing videos that some people asked us not to put out. Trust me. There might have been, if it wasn't for the fact that I got sick that night, like I got con crud. I was supposed to sing "It's Raining Men."
Yeah.
Well, you still can, because you need to pay back the fact that everybody forgot to bring their pain implements and deliver them upon.
Oh no, buddy.
I heard about the ball kick.
There's more than just the ball kick.
There's more. Devil, you didn't.
Yeah, he got graped by a pony.
He's trying to bitch about the fucking nose hairs.
You didn't get your nose hairs, goddamn trimmed, motherfucker.
I wouldn't have let him do it. You're the one who stuck your head up.
No, all I know is Nomi's up there. Nomi, who is a lovely individual, but terrifying as all hell at the same time. She starts coming up to me and goes like, "Tip your head back." No,
and you should have fucking thought, like, if Nomi was all spread your cheeks and fucking with the string in her mouth, I'd been like, fuck no. I know what you're gonna do.
Said that to
you fucking she told you lean your head back and you're all okay, ma'am, and you just fucking leaned your head back. You got what you deserve, dude.
Nomi's one of the chicks. Just okay. 3 girls that I'm convinced are going to be the death of me, okay? Gal, Nomi, Hora Murata. Nomi's one of those girls that she has that Latina anger, okay? It terrifies you, so you want to follow through with it because you know if you don't do it, she's probably going to stab you. She'll make a knife that's at a thin ear, and she'll just stab you with it. So it's like, you know what? What's the path of least resistance? Just go with it. That way you don't get stabbed.
I've worked with a lot of Mexicans. It's not out of thin air. They've got various weapons secreted about their person, like razor wire in their hat brim kind of shit.
I learned that the next day because, we're checking out. Everybody's in the parking lot. I'm tired as all hell. I'm dying because I have con crud. And the next thing I know, she pulls out an egg carton with like paper mache eggs filled with confetti, and she just starts pelting me with them.
Man, I saw that little part of Ballbusters when she was there. She was mean to you, even meaner than I am.
She was brutal. We've established this, okay? Guys, when they're picking on each other, it's kind of blunt, okay? Maybe harder here or there, but for the most part, we're doing it out of fun and jest. When a girl starts picking on you, they go for the jugular. They want to kill you immediately. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
You're such a wiener.
Well, you're kind of one of the girls. That's why.
That might be.
They treat men pretty well.
How you feeling though, big fella? You okay? You feeling all right?
I feel a little bit better. If you saw my video from yesterday, you could hear it in my voice. I was kind of.
I can hear it now, but it doesn't sound. It sounds like you're getting over it.
Yeah, I'm getting a whole lot more over it, but you just got to muscle through it. I was miserable Friday night into Saturday. I slept on that plane ride.
Well, I said, I'm glad you guys had a good time, and I'm glad everybody got home safe because that could be a thing. You never know. You need to do something for the fact that the others forgot to deliver the instruments of pain. Though people paid for tasing and pepper spray. Now I'm not saying you got to get tased and pepper spray.
I got kicked in the balls.
But that wasn't, yeah. Okay, well, maybe Adam did it. Maybe he paid for his taser, but there was still no pepper spray.
I got tased in the balls and my nose hairs plucked.
You didn't? No, you got
didn't get tased in the balls. You got kicked in the balls.
I kicked in the balls and my nose hairs plucked.
I shave my nose hairs all the time.
And hold on, Ariel.
No, we're not talking about shaving here. Shaving is one thing. We're talking about full-on plucking and taking that goddamn thread and yanking as much of them out as possible. That shit hurt.
Was there video? Because I saw you guys setting up.
Yeah,
video.
There is video. There is video.
Okay.
I have the video. I need to edit it up.
Are we going to see it on Friday?
Probably going to see it Friday.
Okay.
Ariel, I did not promise to get the tattoo. I did not reach that goal. I do still want to get the tattoo, but when I checked into it, they want $300 to put that tattoo on my fucking arm. It's not that big a tattoo. It's just the outline. Yeah, I'd rather pay $150 around here, about half the price. So I'm going to get the tattoo. I just wasn't going to get it there.
Hey, okay.
Adam,
continue your safe protection. Yes.
Adam, I'll admit to this.
What?
To try to prove you wrong that I'm not afraid of women.
I didn't say that.
There were bunny girls. I should have gone to the bunny girls, but I didn't. I ended up taking a picture with some of the ladies that are walking the strip.
Are you sure they were ladies?
They were ladies. Turns out those pictures aren't free.
No shit.
Dude, wait a minute. You're never supposed to do anything with people that walk up to you.
I didn't know that.
God damn, you really are from Kansas, aren't you?
$100. And then I find out, oh no, they just suggest you money.
Yeah, do not ever go to Mexico City because you're going to leave there with one less kidney.
Yeah. Like, oh, they're lovely. They're piping me up. They're saying I'm the fun one. Obviously, no, I'm the gullible retard that should just hate all of them. But my brain was like, I'm going to show Adam. I'm not afraid of women. I'm not afraid of women.
So this is my fault? This is my fault?
This is your fault.
This is my fault. What I do? I didn't do anything.
Did you at least tell him to sub to your channel?
Wait! I thought you guys are. I mean, listen. I know you guys are you guys are supposed to have fun with him. Who was protecting him? Who was his caretaker? Who was his target in this moment?
No, she didn't.
Gal. She ended up protecting me. Gal and Kratos ended up protecting me the rest of the week.
Tard wrangling. It's a thing.
That's their job. Let's be real clear here. Kratos and Gal's job from now on is tard wrangling, making sure I go to the correct spot and making sure I don't do anything stupid.
Wait, you got lost?
I think I did get lost a few times. Yeah. After a while,
Static,
it all starts to bleed together.
well, Static, that's only if he falls on somebody. And that was his go. He's been threatening me with just falling on me for a couple
Listen,
years.
there was only 3 people there that were taller than me. Static, his brother, and then some random dude at the meetup. Everybody else was shorter than me by a lot.
Well,
It was impressive.
well,
I towered over Beardo.
Did you have a Pokemon rematch while you were there?
We did have a Pokemon rematch. He even streamed it.
Oh, who won?
I got it right. I got it right.
Okay.
I got it right this time.
You regained your honor.
Yes, I regained my honor. And then he immediately destroyed it by just going through it the way Beardo goes through everything. Made me sound pathetic. But hey, I'm the one that got dominated by the pony.
Well,
Yes, you did, and we all saw it.
And I also got tacos with Craig, Sutter and Craig.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I got to hang out with him on the Friday actually.
Was
All day. He ended up.
Wait, was Blabs there? Or
No, Blabs wasn't there. So
okay. I was gonna say you could have held that over Cloud if she had been there.
I should have, but True Pop was there and he's gonna do it because he made a video specifically.
I
for
saw
Blabs with
him.
Craig.
I saw him doing his singing and dancing. He said he doesn't remember.
That was special.
That was him singing "Baby." That was a fun time.
Like
but
I said, they all were pussying out before I went up there and set the fucking stage on fire. So sorry.
Yeah. yeah. I have the video of you singing. Don't you worry.
You best not.
I have the video.
I kind of want to see it.
I'm gonna be editing it up here soon. Don't you worry.
Nah, go ahead and show it. I ain't like I
have
said.
to,
I'm
I have
not.
to get it off my phone first. I have to get it off my phone first. I don't remember what song you sang, but you were the first one. But
Margaritaville. Because everyone was fucking
Margarita.
pussying out, man. Everyone's sitting there. I was all like, so what are you going to sing? Oh, I'm not going to sing nothing. I'm not going to sing nothing. So finally I was all like, even fucking Ryan didn't say he was going to sing anything. So finally I'm all like, okay.
Ryan didn't. I don't think Ryan planned on singing anything. He just started hopping up on the stage and singing.
Well, no, he set up for the Backstreet Boys.
Was that?
Or whatever it was. What the hell? I can't remember.
I want it that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he wanted it that way.
Is it just me? Or
anyway, but yeah, I was.
Kendall gets gayer the drunker he gets.
He gets gay
That's the
as
lore.
shit.
That's the lore.
That's why him and Dermy are fucking like
we hung out.
They were
every
making
night.
eye contact. I'm telling you, dude. Dermy was a minute away from
now. I don't feel so.
Canal.
I don't feel so bad about the whole Ryan Plushie thing now, because now you made a love connection.
The moment he saw me Tuesday night, he confronted me on that shit. He goes like, "I heard you had to make out with my plushie." And I'm looking at him like, yeah, there's a reason behind it. I pissed off Gal, and he's like, it's not that bad. I expected some degenerate shit to happen. Ryan and I became one, and he hates every second of it.
So now he knows our pain.
Yeah.
He definitely got the mermaids.
I don't know how it happened. We just started hanging out with him every single night from Tuesday night onwards. It just happened.
So did you schedule him for Ballbusters while you were making noodles?
No.
So I got to make some videos real quick.
He missed out on the bunny girl. This time he missed out on actually getting Ryan Cannell on his damn show.
No, but I do have contact with Ryan, and I have I have ways to get a hold of some people. Plus, I have ways to get a hold of Craig.
So real quick, so my friend Amira uses euphemisms when she talks about having sex because she likes to, be a very proper Muslim woman. And her favorite euphemism comes to mind when I think of you, Dermy, and Kinnell, becoming one, making the goat cheese. Get that image out of your head, Adam.
Shit. The worst part is
that one's going to stay with you till you die.
I've got a couple different.
The worst part is Ryan does have a goat beard.
She does it with an accent though. She's like making the goat cheese,
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
Oh, now Ariel's involved. There we go. Thanks, Ariel.
I mean, You'd have to have those.
Oh
two.
man.
Can you
but-
spread it
Ariel,
on
I
a
haven't
slice of
seen you
bread?
in a literal week. You can't blame me for shit.
Yes, you can.
I done nothing. I made a Fallout video the day the news dropped. It's like, fuck.
Have you watched it yet?
Obviously, not yet.
Get a
I've heard
chance?
nothing but good things. I need to check it out.
I mean,
I'm ready to eat
well,
crow.
you're off the hook. You don't have to come on Roundtable for 8 weeks because it's all over.
I know. I know that was actually kind of that move. And I just gotta say, I'm sticking by my stance on this because they haven't announced the season 2 yet.
Mhm.
They want nothing to do with that show, which makes no sense because I've heard nothing but good things.
Well, here, I mean, listen, I've talked about it to death now. We even talked about it a little bit tonight. I talked about it last night. I've talked about everywhere. It's just a show. It's a normal show, is what it is in the end. It's just a regular old show.
Which makes no sense to why they did what they did.
Well, that's the thing. And I mentioned this yesterday when we were talking about on Roundtable. They dumped this for a batch drop, yet they'll put every goddamn episode of Wheel of Time out. And they'll put every goddamn episode of Rings of Power on a weekly basis.
Reacher, Invincible, just had the other show. Fuck, it's another one, not Reacher-esque, but
which the Terminalist?
Well, Terminalist is another one. I'm trying to think. The guy that from The Office, big nose.
Oh,
Chris Pratt.
No, not Chris Pratt. That's Parks.
Not
Jack
The
Ryan?
Office. Yeah, I was thinking of.
Yeah, Jack Ryan.
You're talking about
John
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski's Jack Ryan. They'll put all these other really good shows out on the weekly basis. So then you get this one show that I'm predicting it's going to be shit.
We all
hands
did.
down, I was predicting.
We all
were
did.
all predicting it's going to be shit.
We were all wrong. It was just, it's an okay show. I mean, now I mean, I gave it 7 out of 10. Even Ryan, who's a major Fallout guy, gave it an 8 out of 10. So, but it's just an
you
okay
sit down here, you see them willing to put out all this garbage constantly, and then they announce it the week it's supposed to drop on that Friday. Batch
2 days
drop
early.
Wednesday. 2 days early.
Yeah.
Batch drop. Bye.
Yeah. It doesn't
Why?
make any sense. I mean, that first of all, I was pissed for the sense that, oh, great, you just screwed me out of 8 weeks of content. And it would have been interesting content because you would have gone. I had to eat crow. I've said this for 4 or 5 days now. I was wrong. I had to walk back everything I said.
Shit.
Huh?
The way I'm here, the things I'm hearing, I would love to just sat there and been happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just it's being a regular show. All my commentary in the end was regular commentary critiquing a regular show. Whether I think the writing could have been better here, this character could have been better there. I don't like the way they did this or did that. But it wasn't in the roasting manner. It was just regular objective criticism. And they didn't have to put it all out at once. They could have just put out a week and it would have been interesting. And it would have been interesting to watch you and I, who were very hard on the show prior to come because of what Jonathan Nolan said. And we had every right to be because that was the news. That was what we were working with. To watch us have to change our tune and watch on a week-to-week comment on it.
Hell, it looks like Max, for example, on the whole thing of like batch drops, they usually do that for like shit. Looks like Max is going to be dropping Velma season 2 as a batch drop.
Oh, it's a batch. No, it's confirmed. It's a batch. Now that's a different story. That's going to be
that's going to be utter dog shit. But you take Echo. Echo was supposed to go weekly.
That's
announced a month prior.
Yeah, that's why we thought it was going to be shit.
Yeah.
So it boggles my mind. And then I guarantee after they probably do a 2-episode premiere whenever it comes out, Rings of Power is going to be week to week.
Yeah.
It's going to be week to week.
Rings of Power, Wheel of Prime if they keep doing it.
Oh, they got one more season. Yeah.
Week to week.
So another season.
Oh, well, I mean, I have a week to week show about to come out.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to say, have you heard MILF Manor season 2?
I heard MILF Manor season 2 is coming out. I'm excited.
I know you
are.
I'm
so
excited.
Know.
You garbage watching piece.
That show is not garbage. That show is beauty.
Ever since
it's absolute garbage.
It is, and ever since he heard about it, he can't keep his hand off his penis.
I'm so excited. That listen, it's not a good show.
You're a big fan of stepmommy porn, aren't you?
He is.
There's
hold on. Stepmommy porn, no. Stepdaddy porn, no.
In the grand scheme of garbage tier shows that we watch,
I'm stuck in the ladder.
Oh no! Can you hand me that hammer? Yeah, the one right under the rag. Oh yeah, touch it.
Listen, compared to like Rings of Power, you know what? We'll go with that. Yeah, it is Rings of Power. I was thinking Wheel Prime, Rings of Power, whatever you want to call it. All the garbage,
same garbage.
All
run
the
by
garbage
the same,
shit we-
run by the same two people who are horrible.
Yeah, all this garbage tier shit that we keep getting. You throw something like MILF Manor in there that isn't good, but for some reason it's like a freaking War and Peace or some shit like that. Like
it's not.
And the grand scheme of garbage, it's amazing.
No.
I at least leave laughing and having a good time reviewing it. And I'm looking forward to reviewing the next season because I'm going to be like, this cougar over here, what's the fuck, this dude? And she's begging for it. Just plow her. I can't wait
So
to
it's going to be a whole new cast, I assume. It's got to be.
I believe it's a whole new cast because it's.
I wonder if any one of them will give pink eye from her ass to somebody. Like the honest one.
There's
really. Go ahead, Devil.
There's a literal plethora, unending amount of middle-aged women who want to have sex with young dudes. It's they could have 1,000 seasons of it. The problem is, should they? And the answer is no.
The answer is yes, because that shit's fun to watch.
At least get attractive women. These women aren't attractive.
There were 2 attractive women last season.
I don't want to hear another word.
They were the Latinas.
From Wormy ever about the decay and destruction of the Western society. Not ever.
He is the decay and destruction of Western society.
I will fully accept that. Listen, there were 2 attractive women. They were both Latinas. They were fit and fine as hell.
They have to get a new cast because the only way the old cast would be able to retain relevancy is by upping the ante and actually fucking their kids.
I know.
I'm telling you right now.
There was at least a few of the kids that did fuck.
You guys want some inside baseball?
Their own mothers?
No, not yet.
You
That's
guys
what they want. Go ahead, Devil.
I'm waiting for that.
You guys want some inside baseball? That whole the 4 horsemen and shit, that was wrong. There's 5. There's a man, a pale man who sat on a rainbowed pony, and his name was Dermy, and hell came with him. Ugh. Yeah,
gross.
He is literally something evil, and that's coming from me. So
his horse is dripping cream pie out of its ass.
Oh,
before I leave, Ariel pointed it out in the chat.
What?
Earlier, both you and Devil were praising me on something, saying I was right. What is this?
What? I don't remember that.
Talking about
Ariel.
Ariel, right there. Dermy earlier, Devila, and
well, that's
Devila.
not me.
Devil and Adam were praising you about something, thinking it was something about a game, but they said how right you were, Dermy.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Devil?
Yeah,
even if they did, they'll never admit it.
Yeah.
I mean, you streamed it, so
honestly,
put private this right after it's done.
It's been 2 hours.
We did make that mistake. We need to correct that shit.
I don't remember that. Oh no. One time we mentioned Dermy in a game was when we were talking about State of Decay, and those aren't that's not praised. Yeah. We named zombies after you in that game.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, they're these big fat bloaters that sun themselves and they just lay there.
Oh, those are the things that come out of my rainbow's ass.
Yeah.
Shit, I said that wrong.
You have a rainbow's ass?
I was gonna say my rainbow pony's ass, but
okay.
No,
well, that's a clip.
That's going in somebody's intro. Yeah,
that's getting clipped.
Yeah.
Dermy, are we working tomorrow night?
I'm gonna lean towards probably not, just because I am exhausted still.
That's fair.
I slept all day Sunday, worked all day today, and plus there's not a whole lot of news I want to talk about. I have one more video to do on Star Wars Outlaws, and
you saw the Disney Star Wars news today, though, right?
Disney Star Wars news.
Oh, I made a video we talked about earlier. Yeah, I'm not going to redo it again because the chat server was talking about it 5 times. Yeah, the sequel trilogy never made money, and they still haven't paid back the cost of Lucasfilm buying it. It's a Forbes article too. It's a Forbes article.
Oh God, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, it's glorious. It's glorious.
I've been so stuck in the gaming space. I'm still getting back in. Apparently, I have a video tomorrow on Black Girl Gamers going after Gothics again.
Is that still a thing going on right now?
That's still a thing.
Okay.
They had a new
that's not
thread
gonna
that
happen.
popped out 2 days ago.
I backed out of that because the algorithm wanted nothing to do with me whenever I do it. So I'm not even commenting on that stuff right now.
I'm strong arming my way through it all. I don't care if I'm getting shit, but then I have Star Wars Outlaws right now, which, come on.
Well, we talked about that tonight too. The fact that Jabba gated content, they gated the
That
Jabba
is the
content.
most bullshit of bullshit things I've ever seen.
Funny as hell. Oh, did you see this? I mean, hang on, let me bring this right. Did you see the skin of what she actually looks like in one of the skins? Did you see that? Where is it? Do I still have it here?
We talking about the skin suit from Stellar Blade?
No. I'm talking about Kay Vess. And
you got me happy there for a second.
No. Listen, we don't get Stellar Blade goodness for another week and a half. Then we get all that.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Yes, I do. And I'll be streaming it before we go on Ballbusters. Yeah, look at this. Just before you go. So the $130 thing has a bunch of skins in it, and you know how the skins will give you bonus stuff. What is this skin?
That's fucking bullshit.
You get extra slots on your armor mods, something much like different ones give you different slots.
That's fucking bullshit.
Okay, so here's Kay Vess. Who does she look like to you? Dermy.
No, she looks familiar.
Yeah.
It's some sort of space scoundrel.
Yeah.
Did a run in like how many parsecs again?
Less than
12,
5 parsecs.
12, I think.
12?
I
just lost nerd points. Yeah.
I wonder if that fucking costume.
I don't even like Star Wars, Adam. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm more shocked that you got it, not him. I'm really shocked at that one. I couldn't
listen. I kind of try not to do that line because it's physically wrong, so I kind of don't like it.
I wonder if the costume comes with a penis, right?
She
Like
already
gets
comes
a
with
bulge.
a penis. Look at her.
It does. It's in the holster.
I mean, Samuel,
let's
you didn't
be
see
real
this yet either. Look at this. Just call her Ma'am Solo, like everybody's saying.
Let's be real fucking fair.
I was listening.
Here.
Yeah. But now you see
I was listening earlier, and it's the whole aim here. The first thing they want to tell you, like you were saying earlier in the show, Adam, is that you guys just want something to jerk off to, and their first thought, their immediate thought goes to sex, right? It's always about sex, and that's 100% projection, and here's why. Because they will take women who are supposed to be, women, and they will do everything they can to make them look either underage or like boys. And that is 100% about sex.
I don't know. I mentioned it briefly in a video I put out today.
Specifically pedophilia, but yeah.
And it was on Star Wars Outlaws, actually. There was a guy going after Grum because he started pointing out the whole, the actress they used or the model they used is actually an attractive woman. They made her uglified, and he was like, you can't do that when you're using an actual female model. It's a whole male models, when you do it, it works every time, but women, they have to wear makeup. It's a whole process, and they never get it right, and that's why they become uglified. And that whole argument gets thrown out of the water when you put up Stellar Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So they can do it. They choose not to. They actually choose to.
They don't have to be.
I mean,
they don't have to be uncovered, man. They don't have to have their tits spilling out and their fucking whale tail showing and all that shit. That doesn't need to necessarily be a thing. They should at least be vaguely shaped like a woman and not a plank of wood.
And if the character models are pretty, have them be pretty, have them be famous. Because I showed it this weekend. They can make Cameron Monaghan look like his character. They can make Deborah freaking Wilson, her bug eyes, be every single character she is in every goddamn game she is. But they can't do Humberly Gonzalez as Kay Vess. They can't do the chick who played Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2. They can't do the hot chick who's supposed to be Aloy in the Forbidden games. I mean,
they can't.
They choose. You're right. They choose.
They choose to purposefully make these characters ugly. It is all by design because they don't like pretty things. They want everybody to be bug-eyed bald chick.
That's what I said last week. Being beauty is not a crime, and it shouldn't be treated like a crime. It is just it's luck of the genetic draw. And when it's beautiful, you celebrate it. And if you have it, you got it.
That's why you guys should be celebrating me more often.
Oh, take your rainbow ass and get out of here if you're going to say that. Just go.
But before I leave,
And that rainbow
every
horse
time
rode in on.
every time I take a look at, I'm not even gonna bother to learn her name.
Cave S. I've learned
Cave
it.
S.
I know. I've done so many videos at this point. I know her name.
Every time I look at her, and if you look at her basically from the side of your eye, she kind of looks like the actor that played Han Solo in the movie, the Han Solo movie.
Oh, you mean the Solo movie guy?
Yeah,
Alden Ehrenreich.
yeah. If you just look at her from like the side of your eye, you can kind of see Alden Ehrenreich.
Nah, he didn't have a mullet.
Well, if you trim up her hair, maybe
Look past the mullet. I think he's right. I think he's right.
Well, Jeremy has a better eye for effeminate men than I do. So
Yes, I know that very.
That's true.
Very, very, very well.
yeah.
Especially
But
if
she
they
looks
work
like
all
a
over
dude.
the house.
I mean, I asked this to Devil earlier. You take a step back, you look at this, you've never seen this character before. Would you say that's a woman right there?
No,
Maybe
no,
in the 50s.
dude, I'd say that's young Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
dude.
You know what? Ooh, shit.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah, I know.
You're not wrong. Shit.
I want to ride my bicycle, Freddie Mercury. I want to ride my bike.
Bicycle.
Holy shit. Damn, Samuel, I can't unsee that now.
Yeah,
Holy
that's going to
shit.
be an issue.
Fuck, I still have to record my Star Wars Outlaw video. I think I'm just going to call her Young Freddie Mercury now. Thank you, Samuel.
Yo, take it.
Yeah, no, take it. Do whatever. You guys can use that, whatever. Just, I don't know, a little shout out wouldn't hurt.
I'll give you a shout out, buddy.
That's good one, though. That's a good one. But yeah,
That
this
is
looks
a
like a
good
dude.
one.
It's a dude. That's a dude. Mullet and everything. All right.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, I just wanted to,
I have
yeah. So yeah, that if you want where that is, that's on the Ubisoft Outlaws page. So
I will be
you
going.
can
actually,
if you go to IGN, they have a link in their article to it. So
Okay, I'm already on IGN, so
yeah,
I can go grab the rest of it. But
Yeah.
thank you very much.
yeah.
It was
All right.
nice seeing you guys again.
Well,
Even you,
Yeah,
Adam.
you too.
Fuck you. Get out of
Fuck
here.
you too.
Go get the fuck out.
Devil, I've seen enough of your face for a week. I don't need to see it anymore.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Fuck you. Dude.
I roll out of bed, and the next thing I know, hey, Derby, Jesus fuck.
See, now Devil could do that. Now he could just
Yeah.
drop a middle finger on you whenever he wants to. It's great.
Yeah. I kind of like it. You should do it more often.
All right,
I
man, you
will.
take it easy. We got a guest on Ballbusters for Friday yet?
We do. It's gonna be Iron Oxide.
Oh, Iron Oxide. All right, cool. We like Iron Oxide.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm praying to God he
Nice.
brings the whiskey bottle he had me sign.
okay. Tell
Yeah.
the story on Friday. Because I
will
wasn't
tell a
there.
lot of stories
I
on
wasn't
Friday,
there.
trust
I
me.
don't know anything. I was left out.
No, that's
There
right.
was
Because I
something-
told Dermy you on Friday.
There's a few things that nobody's seen yet that I have to talk about.
Well, that's
My
definitely
trip back.
Ballbusters. That's Ballbusters material. So, because we're a clean show here. It's a clean show. All right, so we'll see you later, man. Take it easy.
See ya.
Wow. So Dermy totally sidetracked us off Star Trek talk. So I don't. How do we get back on that? I don't know.
Yeah.
We were in the rhythm for that.
Star Trek.
Hey. Yeah, well played, sir. Well played. Anyway. I'm excited. I'm enjoying TNG again. I didn't know I was going to have this much fun watching it right now. Every time the opening theme plays, I smile, and I go like this, and I bop my head to it because it's.
You sing the tune in your head, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm whistling it in the shower.
I do too. I do the same thing with
yeah.
Stargate. Every time it comes on, sometimes I might start humming it out loud.
Oh, whenever somebody else is watching Stargate in the house, and I hear the theme, I'm whistling. It's there. The joy of watching something that is just fulfilling you on every entertaining level. Because right now I'm happy to be in season 2 because now it's bearded Riker, the Riker I'm most familiar with. I'm watching all the little body tricks they all do, their normal mannerisms that will continue to grow throughout the show. and I'm just having it's a joy, and it's. I mean, listen, I'll be honest. I almost said I don't really feel like doing the show tonight. I want to keep watching Star Trek and fire up some FF14 while I'm watching Star Trek. But hey, no, it's Monday. We're all back here. We're ready to go. Got to do the show. But tomorrow, since Dermy's not gonna, since we're not doing show tomorrow night, we're not gonna do Tuesday Mayhem. I'll be watching more Star Trek, and I'll play some Final Fantasy 14, and maybe some of the guys are in the chat. Maybe I'll play with some people. I'll let them know I'm going on because it's Tuesdays are an easier day in terms of stuff like that because I don't have to stream. I don't have to stream. I elect to stream when Dermy runs the show. Listen, if he shows up, starts playing Helldivers 2 tomorrow night, I want you to give him so much shit if he does that tomorrow night. Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, especially I actually need to get together with Dermy and find out exactly where he is on the Stargate thing too, because I took like an extended break from One Piece, as you know.
Yeah,
that's
I know
part of why I'm still.
You were angry about.
It's a bunch of stuff, but yeah. So I started watching that again last week, and I just got to Impel Down last night. And that's where I'm at. I'm glad to see Buggy again. The ponytail's gay as fuck, but
Buggy ain't going anywhere. Buggy ain't going anywhere. But Buggy's circumstances are actually hilarious as it goes forward with what his
but they're currently on level 2 heading down. So that's where I stopped at last night.
More. It gets
it's gotten better.
Yeah.
And I hate to say
it's getting more serious. It's getting more serious.
Oh yeah, but I kind of hate to say this. I mean, it's true in terms of like Usopp, and actually Brooke's been getting on my dude. If I have to hear that fucking Binks's Brew song one more goddamn time, but the episodes that were on Amazon Lily where it's just Luffy, right? Totally more enjoyable than when the whole crew was together.
Well,
I don't know why. I like Luffy's character. I like some of the other crew quite a bit too. But when you take out certain elements, it's a better fucking show. Usopp.
Yeah. Listen, when you get to Dressrosa, you're gonna pull your hair out over him. When you get to Dressrosa, what he does in Dressrosa.
Yeah. So, not to get into like spoilers and shit about that. I just like that's what I've been doing instead of watching, for instance, TNG. So I've kind of like stalled out. I think I got 4 or 5 episodes left in season 3. Of TNG.
One of the reasons I went to TNG is because I ran out of anime. I finished all my backlog of anime from last season, and I have a week until I have to rewatch what we're doing for Anime Odyssey next week. So, like I said on Friday, I was like, "Shit, I'm wide awake." Even though it's 2-3 a.m. in the morning, I'm wide awake. I looked around my room and I just turned the chair and I saw it sit up there and just thought, "Let's finish Farpoint," and I didn't stop. I didn't stop it.
Yeah,
and it's just
funny story.
Yeah.
So you know Groppler Zorn in
Yes.
Encounter Farpoint.
Yeah.
So Groppler Zorn is played by Michael Bell, who is also the voice of Raziel in the Legacy of Kain games.
You know who I noticed today in season 1 in the episode where the drug addict episode, where the one race is basically keeping the other race drug addicts. That was David Marcus. Was one of the druggies. I never noticed that before. Then it was David Marcus or David Marcus Kirk. Never noticed that. Like, wait, I know.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was only a year or two after Star Trek 3, wasn't it?
You're right, because this is 87. This is 87, 88. So it's only been, so that was so yeah. So they I never noticed it before. I wasn't paying attention, but I because of the YouTube aspect of things, I clock certain things differently now as I watch them. I'm watching little things here and there. And you were right when we were talking about this. Goddamn, Riker is such a man whore. God damn, he's a man whore.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I counted.
Yeah, he is. He's
4, almost 5 different women he at least made out with in season 1. I mean,
yep.
When they're on,
he bangs the leader of Angel One.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he totally banged her. If Picard hadn't walked in, he would have had Minuet bent over that table. If Picard hadn't walked in, that was.
I
there
don't
was
remember
no
if
one
this
there.
is. I think this is in season 2, but he bangs the Irish chick.
That's season 2, and hey, she is worth it.
Yeah,
And
she look. She's a babe. She's built very, very well. That woman.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like Kirk bangs like 3 chicks in the entire original series. You're hitting season 2, and Riker's already hit twice that number.
I recognized him. Kel, you're absolutely right. I kept thinking, who is this guy? I recognize who. That is I know his name. Don't tell him.
Oh right.
Yeah, I know his name. I will avenge you.
From Wrath of Khan, not Spacey.
Yeah,
right?
Khan. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember the guy's name. It's a biblical name. Shit, I just suddenly can't remember it. Oh, it's too late. I don't remember shit anymore like this. But you're absolutely right. I knew I recognized him, and I just couldn't place it. Kel, excellent call, dude. Excellent call. God. Joachim.
I totally missed
Joachim.
that.
He was Joachim in Khan. Yes, he was Joachim. Yeah, good call, Kel. Damn. Kel gets nerd points.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And Ariel's right. That dude, that Irish chick. Ooh, when she drops her skirt, it's like, oh. See, I haven't even seen the episode yet, and I know it so well. I know the horn dog moment. Oh, it's so good.
Worf's fucking the mother of his kid is fucking hot too.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Season 1, I was really unawares. I'm saying this again. How I didn't pick up on these things. Man, they really went hard on Picard Crusher in season 1. They really went hard on that, and then just ran away from him, which comes back in season 3.
They kind of let the sort of let it hang in the air there that might have been part of why she transferred out in between seasons, was because this whole thing wasn't working. Now, obviously, I know that there was other stuff going on with.
Wasn't she pregnant? Didn't get pregnant.
That, and I think there was a contract issue.
Okay.
But so yeah, in terms of the actress, it really is irrelevant to that. But they sort in the story, they kind of left that sort of hang in there with because he did go really hard on that. And then now that she's back in season 3, right? And let's see, the episode where I forget what it's called. I just watched it here recently, where Picard and like 3 other people get kidnapped and they put into basically a laboratory.
Yeah, I love that episode. The ending of that episode is one of my it's one of my favorite endings in any episode. I love that ending.
Right. But that's the episode where clone Picard invites Beverly back,
puts the moves on her,
quiet dinner, and puts the moves on her and shit, and then and then shuts her down inexplicably, and she's left so fucking bewildered by that, and it's like it feels like there's a little bleed over on her end anyway from all that shit in season 1,
and because when you get the time dilation episode where time's out of whack, and Picard's old girlfriend who he ditched in Paris. And Deanna, I didn't remember this scene today. And when I watched it, I was like, wow, I totally forgot this scene where Deanna walks in and she says to Beverly, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm fine. I just have a guy in my room that's breaking time. Or one of Former's geniuses in terms of temporal mechanics. He's dying in my sick bay. That's fine." She goes, "No, that's not it." And Deanna's been saying, "You're upset that Picard's old flame is here, that he still has feelings for her." She says, "I can't compete with a ghost." And it was like, whoa, I didn't remember that, man. I didn't remember that at all. So they went pretty hard on it. And then, like you said, that for wherever the reasons are, they abandoned it, and they tease it here and there, and they don't really come back to it until season 7 with the mental bonding episode where, I love it. I love it. And I'm grateful for Terry Matalas for righting the wrong. I'm grateful. Writing the wrong.
Yeah. Legatus has a question that actually might have a little bit of something about. As far as any updates about Island in the Stars, Tom Conkle week before last, put out a couple of videos about updates on that. So they have reached enough of a contribution that they can make offers to certain actors that they want in their film. So they're in the process of negotiating, reaching out to those people right now. So it looks like the film will go forward. we're not sure exactly how that's going to look, because this is one of those things where you have to have certain names before the studio will say, okay, we'll fund your movie. But in order to get those certain names have to know that you have funding. So it's sort of a chicken and egg kind of thing right now. So that's the stage that they're at right now. Hopefully it gets past this point. We know that there are some people who are interested. They're keeping all this very tight-lipped. We don't know like specific
Which is
names
smart.
beyond what
Which
they've
is
talked about.
smart.
But yeah, it is, because in case it falls through or they manage to hire somebody else who was more interested, that kind of thing. But right now, yeah, they're kind of in negotiation with studios and with certain talent. Hopefully that goes through soon, but it does look like it might be moving forward. So.
Okay, well, that's excellent. Once in a while, one of his tweets crosses my timeline, and I see it. So yeah, we still hope that's going to happen. Arrow, referring to the episode in season 7 where Picard and Beverly get kidnapped on a planet, and they have implants put in their necks that connect their minds, and they can't range more than 10 feet away from each other. And that's when Beverly starts to read his mind that he has feelings for her, because he shuts it down, and that's when they start exploring their relationship. But it was too little, too late in the series to really go for it. And in All Good Things, we learned that they did get married, but in that version, they didn't have Jack in that timeline. But it was so good. Well, that guy wasn't really his son, the one that comes back later on.
I think that was Damon Bach, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a different one. The Damon, the Fagrangian Stargazer, is it the same one that comes back for the fake son episode? Is it still Damon Bach? I don't remember. I mean, obviously I'm not there yet. I mean, I just did the Stargazer episode the other day.
I don't recall. And like I said, I'm only in season 3. I think the fake son thing happens after that.
I think that's season 4. I think fake son is season 4. But yeah, so it's all good. It's like I said, I just didn't remember that they actually were pushing Picard Crusher, because in the first God, what was the name of what's the name of the detective he likes? I just forgot it. Shit.
Yeah, it was shit.
It's too late, and I have too many names in my head after everything we've done tonight. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember a line from the episode. Well, when
I keep
Picard
wanting to
plays
say
detective.
Nick the Nose, but that's not it.
No. Nicky the Nose is from First Contact. The villain. He's from he's the guy. He's the one that in the scene of First Contact. Dix.
Yeah, Dixon Hill.
Dixon Hill. Yeah, Dixon Hill. Thank you. Yeah. The first Dixon Hill episode, when he's talking about going into the holodeck when they're testing it out, and she thinks at first he's just inviting her on the date, and she's all excited. And then she realizes, oh, everybody's coming. And then Data crashes even more to make it a 4-man party. And when he first sees her, when he comes out of the interrogation room, he's awestruck by how hot she looks in the classic outfit, in that 40s or 30s dress. And I didn't remember them going that hard, and it was just a shock, because we know that season 3 and forward, Picard's going to have many girlfriends, and Crusher's going to get it a couple of times.
Yeah, where I'm at, we just met Vash.
That's a good episode though.
Which hilariously, the Ferengi in it, whose name I escapes me, is played by Max Grodenchik, who later plays Rom on Deep Space Nine.
Yep. Well, I just did the season finale of season 1, and Gul Dukat is playing one of the Romulans. And then
that was actually Mark Alamo's first appearance in Star Trek.
Then he'll be a Cardassian later, but a Cardassian with mutton chops, which was weird.
Gul Dukat or something like that. Yeah.
Go ahead,
all throughout Star Trek, that's the thing, is a lot of those actors play like 5 different roles in different seasons, different generations, all that different stuff.
Even Michelle Forbes plays somebody else before she comes back as Ro. She plays what's his name? Oh God, I can't remember the actor's name. It's the Waxana episode where she falls in love with the guy who's going to be killed because he's reached a certain age, and he's just discovered how to save their star. And he doesn't want to do it, but
he has a theory.
He has a theory, and it might work. He says, "If I only had a little more time," and he's gonna run away with Waxana. but then his daughter comes to convince him, and it's Michelle Forbes playing his daughter.
Don't you freaking love that? Like that was in Star Wars is like some kind of out there idea, and now like that might actually happen. like it's just a matter of time before the government says, yeah, we need to start killing you at 60. You're costing too much money.
Thanks, Canada.
Speaking of these actors being recycled, though, this is something that I think speaks to what you were saying earlier in the show, Devil, about the caliber of actors that we have today versus the caliber back in the day. Like they could reuse actors because, I mean, honestly, all it really takes is we're going to slap a different prosthetic on them or whatever. But some of these guys really got into their roles. They could play multiple characters. It didn't matter that it was the same actor doing that because they were so good. Jeffrey Combs, for instance, played probably 17 fucking characters all throughout Star Trek. And in one episode of Deep Space Nine, he plays both Weyoun and Brunt FCA in the same episode.
Yep. And it's
totally different characters. He's very convincing at both. And like you don't get guys like that anymore.
Nope. Yep. And well, it's the character actors.
The
commitment.
The guy who plays Neelix, he played in I think Ferengi on Enterprise. Besides Neelix, he also played another character I can't remember what was. Oh, okay.
And I mean, I bring it up. The first Loaxana episode in season 1. It's magical. Every Loaxana episode is a good episode. It's one of those where you know it's gonna be a good episode. Of course, Majel Barrett knew what she was doing. It's as much her property as
she's been with the show since the fucking pilot.
Yeah. So this is she's part of the DNA, and then of course she's there every episode. She's the voice of the computer. And I love it. And I was watching the Q episode in season 1 after the episode where he tries to convince Riker to become a Q. Dude, I just went because I had to. I went and watched the stinger of Picard season 3 finale where Q visits Jack, and I wanted even more because I watched. I mean, Delancey from the moment he is Q, it's incredible. And he's so into it, and he's having such a good time. And then to go all the way to now, watching him be Q for that one moment at the end of Picard, and realize he could still do it, and it would be glorious. It would just be glorious to get Delancey to be Q in a real Star Trek show again.
See, Delancey understands the character too. He he basically created the character. I mean, he was given okay, these are the parameters I need you to fulfill. And he did such a good job at that they kept bringing him back over and over and over again. He also, for those of you out there who don't know this, he co-wrote a novel in the Star Trek universe called IQ, which was a story about Q from Q's perspective, written by the actor, or co-written anyway, by the actor who played Q. The dude understands the character inside and out.
Yep. And it's funny how what I really like about season 1 is the seed planting. You get Q, who isn't necessarily he's not a villain. He's a force of nature who's almost an antagonist, because Q is always about teaching something or introducing something important. But then you get stuff like you get lore. You get the seeds planted of lore, and you don't know that lore is going to be coming back over and over again for the next 7 years. And it's just exciting to realize, wow, look how much they're putting into this in these moments. And of course, you watch the penultimate episode with the parasite aliens, which they had sort of made a thing for 2 episodes in the first season. And you realize they went away from that one. They never went back to that, even though that signal gets sent off to God knows where. But that was still good. And that could have been more of something. And it's just watching the quality. I mean, well, there's a line. Yeah. There's a line in one moment here. I forget which episode it was. It was one of us watched today where somebody says, it's so nice watching all these people be so professional. And I said, yes. Watching Starfleet officers be professional. It's sobering.
Even Wesley, who's not technically yet a member of Starfleet, he's an acting ensign. He's not commissioned in any way. from the first time he appears, and he's just this, little kid filled with wonder and all this shit, and getting told to get the fuck off the bridge and all this, and just too precocious for his own good. 2 seasons later, right? He gets given an order. He says, "Yes, sir."
Yep.
And he behaves on the bridge as a professional to the best of his ability.
Yep.
As much as we dislike that character, it's if you watch that shit, he grows too.
When he goes for his first Starfleet exam episode, when he tries to take the finals against Starfleet, his behavior is of a Starfleet officer, because who's his training officer? Riker. Riker is his training officer on board, and he's taught him how you behave, and he's imparted the morals, the attitude that a Starfleet officer needs to impart. And it's just even though how much we hate Wesley, I mean, I hate Wesley as a character, I really do. Even my feelings on Will Wheaton put aside, I hate the concept of Wesley, and I'm so glad when he's gone. It's just to watch the care that's put in to make people competent, and that's what's missing for so many shows, is a competent characters.
Yeah.
And it's to watch all these characters doing their jobs, taking pride in doing their job well. I mean, the episode where they go to the science planet, I think it was Adria, where they find the cloaked planet where the radiations made them infertile.
Oh, where they're trying to steal the kids, yeah.
They steal the kids. The fact that everybody there does their job well in the whole process of it, understanding each role they need to play. Even Wesley, understanding that in that moment he needs to gather information in order to help the rescue party he knows is coming.
Yeah.
And I forgot there was something else I wanted to say of that, but it just slipped right out of my mind. It was at the point.
Well, he also,
lost
it gets said directly to him at one point by one of the kidnapping aliens, but he already knows this. His character already knows this, is that he is the oldest. The others do look to him, and so if they're going to take an example from him, he's going to provide the example. And what do you do when you've been taken against your will? Your first priority is to escape, and failing that, to not cooperate with your captors in any way. So he's the one who instigates the hunger strike, which for like little kids is maybe not the best idea, but it gets his point across. He's the one that they look to when they get separated. They're just like, oh, where's Wesley at? It's like, if I can't have my parents, Wesley's here. And he steps up into that role because he knows that he has to. He knows that somebody has to, and he's the only one, because the rest of them are little.
They're kids. They're kids. But in that episode, I just remember what I was going to say. This is the episode that always reminds me why I would be useless as a Starfleet officer, because you have the father who's telling the kid, you have to learn calculus. That kid's 7 and they're teaching him calculus. I can never do calculus. I can't do it. It's not, my brain's not wired that way. So I know I'd never be able to be in Starfleet. But that's the thing. It's the understanding of learn these things, learn these skills that'll make you competent. And every Starfleet officer is competent because they know these skills. They know how to repair this, repair that, because they learn the math, which lets them learn the engineering, even the most basic of engineering stuff, which is also going back to the episode where they get jumped in the first Traveler episode, and Wesley's talking to, Geordi and Worf are in sensor maintenance, and Worf is saying, Geordi goes, Worf, why are you here? Because the captain told me to do this, and the captain wants us to learn this stuff, and it's experience, and I want to get this experience. It's like,
Well, even so, Worf, right? Worf, his whole job is security of the ship, right? He's also their combat officer. Occasionally they lose the ability, the computer loses the ability to auto target or whatever. Then he's got to manually target, right? And that means that he has to triangulate
weapons fire, guided weapons fire from his ship to the enemy ship in a 3-dimensional space, right? That is higher mathematics. Like he can't be stupid and do that job. That's not just I got to push these buttons to do this job. And he knows those systems, which is engineering, Yeah.
And I got to admit this multiple times, especially during the Worf Rogue Klingon episode. I kept saying, swords are fun.
Yeah. Well,
swords are fun. Yes, they are. Swords are fun. And of course, watching season 1 and thinking forward to Picard season 3, which we kind of happily tag on to this as a nice little wrap up. Man, watching everybody at the beginning here and now, the beginning of their careers, the beginning of the adventure at junior grade lieutenants, or still at their not fully command rank, because Deanna was a lieutenant commander for 6 years. It wasn't until season 7 where she decided to take being an officer more seriously, and that episode where she takes the exam to be full bird commander. But watching everybody grow and learn the lessons and rise the ranks and become who they are eventually, to that point in Picard season 3 where Riker goes, "We're the crew of the Enterprise," and you realize now this is the beginning of we're the crew of the Enterprise. We are these legends, these living legends that have achieved these incredible feats, that have gone through these incredible adventures, incredible experiences. To watching that begin right now, it only makes me more excited to go through the adventure right now of these 7 seasons, to watch them become these powerful, competent, amazing characters.
Well, that's something that they often forget to include in New Trek is how these people got to where they are, right? The USS Enterprise 1701D at that time in Mission to Farpoint was a brand new state of the art, top of the line fucking starship. Not only that, but it was also recently christened the flagship of the Federation fleet, the entire fucking fleet, in an organization that prides competence and the ability to do your job and do it well above all else. Only the very best of a very competent selection of people get to be on the fucking bridge of the Enterprise. These guys are not just, people who, like, even at the beginning, they're not just, guys who got thrown together who just got randomly assigned to this ship. They are already the best of the Federation to be there in the fucking first place.
And
so it's of course they're
something.
Legends.
And it's just, I can't say this enough, the joy of watching at the beginning adventure, knowing what these characters would be and realizing and spotting the beginnings of their growth. Watching Worf talking about honor, talking about being a warrior, and knowing that by the time you get to the end of DS9, Worf is the biggest freaking badass in the entire franchise. You know you're okay if Worf is at your side. You're gonna get through it because Worf is a badass. And watch. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know people shit on the next gen movies, but that scene in First Contact where you were sure that Worf just got on the fucking on the spacewalk, right? And then he shows back up, and the hole in his fucking suit that was leaking air, he tied it off with a Borg cable, and the arm's still attached to it. And you're just like, yeah, hell yeah.
I love First Contact. I know some people hate it. It's like, oh, Picard doesn't act like Picard. I love
First Contact is a good movie.
I love it because there's a moment in that one that I love with Picard and Worf where Picard says, "You're a coward." He goes, "If you were any other man,
I'd kill you where you stand.
Kill you where you stand." It's like, oh, but you got to understand the history. You have to understand their history and what they went through together. How many times Picard stood by his side in terms of Klingon affairs. And
Picard was Chadich.
Yeah. It's, oh man, so many good moments, and I'm relaxed. It's a combination of relaxed and excited to just go through this adventure right now in my spare time when I need something to watch. And it's great. It was kind of necessary the past few days because everybody is. I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of streams, and a lot of the regular streams I watch, they've kind of been off the air for the past week and even into this week now because everybody's been coming back from Vegas.
Oh, don't worry, Adam. I'm coming back.
It's been a little boring without you, Devil.
That's a good question, Kale. Who was more annoying, Wesley or Alexander?
If Alexander got more airtime, it'd be him, but he didn't.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Thankfully.
I mean, the problem is you go all the way to DS9 and Alexander's still a worthless
That's true.
piece of shit. He's still a worthless piece of shit.
But Wesley was annoying for so much more.
I know.
If you equaled out the time or even just gave Alexander like double what he had, then maybe I'd say he had a chance. But Wesley was just so many episodes. You're like, God damn, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah.
When the episode, because of all the clips you made from it, I'm just smiling when back to back. Shut up, Wesley. Shut up, Wesley. But problem is Alexander. He wasn't there enough, and when he was there, it wasn't. They didn't. His character growth. The whole "I'll never be my father" thing. They could have gone another way with that in the end. I think.
Well. Also, I think
that attitude.
Yeah, I also think that it's kind of unfair to kind of compare him because Wesley was annoying because he was a smarmy little, fucking shitbag. Alexander was annoying because he was a kid who, but kids you have to give the grace to. So even though like Alexander was kind of, I don't know, annoying at some points, he was still just a kid about it. Wesley was annoying because he was annoying.
And also,
annoying character.
Alexander was a kid for the TNG episodes. Yes.
Yeah.
When he shows up again in Deep Space Nine, at that point, like he's at the age of ascension. He's old enough to start acting like a fucking Klingon man.
He's old enough to work out, man. You have the genetics.
He's also half the size of every other Klingon out there. He's only a quarter human, for Christ's sake. His mother was bigger than him.
Yeah, and she can be bigger all she wants on top of you too.
His mother may be bigger.
Kalar, yeah.
Hey, I noticed one thing when Q is trying to. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Q. When they're in the dimension during the travel episode where they're getting their deepest wishes, and Worf gets and a female Klingon appears right away. That's the first time we see another Klingon in the entire series. Man, she had boobies too. Let's just make Klingons hot. Let's just do it. It's okay. And just
except for their dental work.
Yeah.
Well, listen. We can pass on that for once, okay? We can pass on that because there's gonna be teeth no matter what when it comes to a Klingon.
Put a fucking COVID mask on and go to town.
Those Klingon chicks are hot, man, and they have boob windows. That's why.
Do you remember when Riker goes to do his exchange student shit over on the Klingon cruiser, and he's sitting there in the mess, and this chick is like staring at him, and he looks over at his second in command, and he's like, what's she staring at? And he's like, she's trying to figure out if she'll break you or not.
Is that before or after he punched out the guy to gain respect?
This is after, because that's the guy he asked. Yeah, he's like he's trying to figure out if you can handle it. And he's like, I can handle both of them. And the other chick's just like, oh, hell yeah.
Riker could handle it. Riker could handle it. He's a man whore.
It's when they're in the galley, like when he punches the dude, he's on the deck.
Yeah. Ariel. We've had this conversation. Lursa. I always forget which one it is. Is it
the
Lursa
younger one?
Which is which? Which is the hotter one?
The younger.
I think Lursa is the older one. The younger one is B'Etor.
So B'Etor. Yeah, B'Etor. Yeah. Oh, B'Etor every day. Every day. That in her Klingon outfit, she's got the boobs. She's got every day.
The Lursa chick, she's good looking out of the makeup, but that mouthpiece they give her in the makeup,
it's
not good.
B'Etor, oh man,
yeah.
Every day and twice on Sunday.
What about excuse me? What about Quark's wife?
Who?
Quark's wife. I've mentioned her before.
Yeah. The episode where Jadzia basically has to beat it into Worf that she wants him. Yeah, I'd give it to her in a second. Yeah, Star Trek cast beautiful women even under makeup.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
did
what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was worth it. You know what the problem is now? When I'm done with TNG, I'm probably gonna have to go to DS9. I could see that's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
That's how
I don't see that as a problem.
No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not. It's just every time I watch DS9 and do a watch, I just pine for a remaster. I guess that's the thing. I pine for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe one day, man.
I can only hope. I can only hope.
Yeah.
The Tasha sister. Listen, the Tasha sister episode just brings back one of the season 1 jokes that a former friend of mine used to always joke about: the rape gangs.
Oh,
Whenever they mention the rape gangs, even a flashback where during that episode where they're in the other dimension, and she picks up the cat, and Tasha flashes back, and you see the rape gangs in the hall, basically hooting and hollering. I was like, oh god, rape gangs. It's just
they weren't afraid to say the word back then, though, either.
No,
it came up a number of times. Like I just recently watched the episode where Riker gets, is talking to the scientist who's trying to do the what the fuck were they called? It begins with a K, something K waves or something like that. Anyway, and as he beams out, the space station explodes with the scientist on it, and so he's got to prove that he didn't kill the guy.
Yes,
And,
yes, because he was jealous of the guy. Keeps thinking that he's doing his wife.
Yeah. Well, from the various perspectives, and from the one that the wife loaded up, it came off like very, very rapey. And he goes, he's like, this didn't happen. I never touched her, and I sure as hell didn't try to rape her.
Yeah. Well, it's
they would just say it because that's what it was.
Well, we live in the era. Problem is, we're in the era right now, and we're saying it now because we're almost 3 hours in. Nobody's watching anymore, and we're going to be limited anyway for half the jokes too. Every Mellow Mondays, I always have to have them manually review it to get it back to green. They usually do, but no, back in the day, because it's it's supposed to be used as the obscene word that it is, but in that moment, it's not just used casually. It's used as here's a good man being accused of this horrid crime, and not to mention murder at the same time. That's season 5.
Yeah, and they don't really downplay how horrible that is, but he isn't on trial for attempted rape. He's on trial for murder.
Yeah, but they're using that to defame his character. Is what they're doing.
Yes,
and that's the thing.
It's like, well, if he could do this, he could certainly be capable of the other thing. So
and
it's a good episode.
That's good. Well, it's all these episodes where the character, it's the kind of episode where the character and love is in a situation where that they are not, they didn't commit that crime or didn't do this or that, the action, and you're so involved, like, oh man, how could they do this to Riker? Riker wouldn't do that. Yeah, he's a man whore, but they're all willing. He's not gonna. He doesn't need. Riker doesn't need to force himself. Women throw themselves at him, whether they're non-binary or not. I mean, Riker doesn't have to work for it. He doesn't. It just happens. It just falls out of trees. And joking aside, though, it's like you're investing in these characters, and you hate these episodes where you hate these people trying to hurt characters you like. It's like, damn, it's good writing. I mean, just the same thing as going back to our Picard versus Cisco debate from a few weeks ago. In this season 1 has so many great moments where Picard just takes control of a situation. And it's just great to watch. And of course, it's important because this is the first voyage of the Enterprise. This is year 1, and he's creating the image of Picard, the presence of Picard, and watching how he's going to evolve. Because the whole series starts where he says to Riker when they first meet, I'm not good with children. I'm not good with families. You need to keep them out of my way. But by the end of season 1, he's interacting better with children and family members by the end of it. And it's great character growth even in that one season, because we see that he's the powerful, strong leader, that he can handle these diplomatic situations or these danger situations. But then there's that softening edge because of the whole your crew is your family aspect. And it just works so well. There was a horrible
Yeah, it is.
clip show. There is one episode where they do a clip show where they're trying
Yeah.
to generate. They're trying to save Riker's mental thing, and he has to relive Armis
Yeah, that
killing,
one.
grabbing him. Yeah,
He has to relive a bunch of shit. That's
Yeah.
the one where they stick the fucking like 8-inch needles in his skull, and he's got the parasites running through his system, and they figure out that strong negative emotions kill the parasites or some bullshit like that. It was dumb. You know, and my mom has she's a big Star Trek fan as well, and she will reference that episode, but not because of how dumb the premise was, but because she couldn't stand to see the needles go into Riker's head, and that image has stayed with her all these years.
really.
Yeah,
So I don't have a problem with needles. I'm okay with needles. It's fine.
yeah. I didn't have. An
I
issue
usually
with
hate
it,
clip
but
episodes though. I like Stargate clip episodes. I always skip them. I skip. every
depends on
Stargate
how
clip
it's done, man. Stargate did their very best to fold it into an actual story and to
Mhm.
make it relevant to the actual story. Like when they're
Well-
up for review with the IOA or whatever, and then
I
Thor
skip over
beams
the
in
clip
and he's like,
parts. I just watch
Yeah.
like the actual episode moments. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
do.
but they you know, I mean, clip shows used to be a regular occurring theme on television.
Well, it was
they
a
didn't
break.
do a lot of that in Star Trek,
It was.
but yeah,
Clip shows are essentially breaks in the production schedule where everybody gets maybe a week off. Because I know in anime, in 24 episode seasons or 50 episode seasons, every time there's a clip show, that was the week. That was the week off for the animation crew, because then they could just slap together something. They don't have to work so hard. They get a break. So that's usually how I always understood when clip shows happen. It's just, oh, everybody's basically getting a break this week. We're not gonna the main talent, the main crews, they get to relax this week, and we'll come back full strength following week to during the production schedule to that kind of
Right.
stuff.
so, but I like Stargate's clip episodes. I did not like that Riker one. Although actually, while we're on the subject of Riker, and you know, we were talking about the trial.
Yeah.
At that point, you're very familiar with who Riker is, right?
Mhm.
And so you're absolutely right. You know, they wouldn't. You're watching this, and you're just like, I can't believe they're accusing this man of that crime, because he would never do that and shit. One of the things I liked about Stargate is early on, they go to a village where Teal'c gets apprehended and accused of some awful shit.
But
and
he
they're
did
just
it.
like, well, they're like, well, he couldn't have done this because he's, you know, we know this guy now and all this stuff, but you don't really know Teal'c that
Yeah.
well at this point, because it's very early on in season 1. And
Mhm.
he turns around and he's like, no, I did it, and I should stand trial. I was
An
like, I
awful shit.
absolutely did it.
And it's not until season 6 when he it's not until it's not until season 5. No, sorry, season 5, after he is trying to trying to break the brainwash that Apophis had put on him,
Yeah.
and they're making Teal'c relive his life, or Braytax making Teal'c relive his life. And there's a scene in the flashback where Braytax says to Teal'c, men like us, we're different because we know we're playing this game. We played a game of power, and we know we're going to have to do terrible things. And you don't get that until 5 years later that Teal'c did these terrible things knowingly, but it ate him up inside that he did it. And he did horrible shit as First Prime of Apophis, because that's the only way you can play the game to keep your god happy, so that you can soften his wrath and sometimes save as many lives as you can. But at that point, you're right. In season 1, we don't know that. We only know that he's been a badass. He's helped us out a few times. No, he did some seriously heinous shit as First Prime. Murdered probably millions of people in some cases, or had a hand in it at least, because he couldn't stop Apophis from doing it. It's these shows. That's why they're all so good. Characters, the character work, the story work. And whenever you start them over, you watch the beginning, watching the adventure start and knowing where it goes. That's one of the reasons. And I mean, and Devil, I know you can attest this, because when you always say you start these things, you go all the way through.
Yeah.
That's part of the appeal. When you watch, you know where these things are going, and you're excited to watch the evolution, to watch the adventure grow, which is why it's not boring to rewatch this shit over and over again. It's fun.
Well, I'm gonna have to Cowboys. My throat is killing
Yeah,
me.
we're 3 hours in anyway. We're done. It's 3 hours. It's midnight. I do want to shut it down because I want to watch more Star Trek. It's not I mean, here I will literally switch it over to Star Trek any second now. I have the Blu-ray paused while we were doing this. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you, Devil Samuel, as always, for joining me. We even thank Dermy for showing up. Dermy out of the blue. He always has the link, so it's a surprise because usually he's complaining, I need a night off. Well, thanks for Dermy showing up. All right. Devil will let us know later in the week if there'll be a get ranked. Because like everybody, we're learning now everybody has the crud. Static has it, you have it, Dermy has it, everybody's got Vegas crud. So you all need to recover. And that comes first, getting healthy. Samuel, what you got coming up the rest of the week? Oh, he's muted. Okay. I will go then. Let's see. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Expect maybe some regular videos out of me. Then Wednesday, we'll try Natural 20. We'll see if I have anything to talk about. If not, I'm going to try to muster the troops for the Final Fantasy 14 this week through on the gaming channel Renaissance Arcade. Subscribe over there, guys. Let's get that channel going. Let's get it in the algorithm for what we got over there, because there's hundreds of hours of content over there already. Over 100 hours of content over there. Then Friday, hopefully the crud will have worn off and we'll all be good for Ball Busters Friday night. Saturday night, drive-in. This week, Jed and I are watching Hunt for the Red October. Oh, that's why we lost Samuel. His internet went out.
Internet went shit.
Internet went to shit. So we're watching Hunt for the Red October this Saturday, the first of the good Jack Ryan movies, because there are bad ones later on. And then let's see, Sunday Roundtable, 2 p.m. Eastern. Oh, there he is. He's back. Fuck your internet. Fuck your internet. And then Sunday Roundtable will be back already. The show's already being built for this week. Already know what we're talking about. And then we'll be back here next Monday for more Mellow Mondays. All right, Samuel, what you got coming up this week?
I assume I roboted through all of that, so
yeah, you didn't say it. You were muted, you were muted, so I had no idea if you were even there. So
no, fair enough. We got I don't know, maybe Dermy's channel tomorrow. I guess we'll see how that goes. And then back for Abyssal Musings on my channel on Friday. I'm assuming we're back on for the pub this weekend.
Yeah, we should be. I mean, if like I said, just long as my throat can hold up. That's the whole thing. This whole week is I'm going to be, day to day if my throat holds up.
Push liquids.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest it tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be fine, because I already started asking people about doing Wednesdays this week. So if I do Wednesdays this week, I want to do all the shows. So it's just
think about like this, Devil. Unlike Dermy, you're not going to be traumatizing your throat over and over again right now.
That's very true. If I had to suck so much dick at the truck stop, it would just destroy me. So
yeah, but that's lubricating.
not when it first shoots in there.
Yeah. So back for the pub this week on Devil's channel, and then we'll both be over on Screaming Into the Void, assuming that your voice holds up for that. So that Saturday. Otherwise, you can find me over on Exiled Lioness 2 whenever that pops up, because unlike some of us, she doesn't really keep a consistent schedule, and I kind of got to fly with whatever happens. So,
all right, excellent, guys. So everything's going to slowly get back to normal for everybody as FNT is over and the meetup season is over now for the time being. And once again, thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to, again, Devil Samuel and even Dermy for coming on tonight. As always, we just want to have a good time, and I will see everybody throughout the rest of the week. So until then, take it easy, everybody, and enjoy some Tifa.
Bye.